Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't have a mount for my phone this morning. How's that sound? Does the sound okay? Oh, all good. Sound is good. Nice. What's going on? It's been a while. Been about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that, man. I forgot how to do this. What are we supposed to be doing here? Good to see you, Nick. How the hell are you, man? The fuck you up to these days? Good morning, Red Lady. Moto, good to see you, Dean. Tennessee, we hooked you right back up there. You're all good. Can't stay long, brown chicken. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like because you're just going to pop in and pop out. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to get the... We had sun, but obviously it kind of fucked off. Demonetized, good morning, good to see you. Remote viewer, is this thing alive? It is alive. It is alive. You're looking at you're kind of looking at an Alberta sunrise if the goddamn clouds ever get out of the way. Camille, always my pleasure to see you, my friend. Always my pleasure to see you. Thank you for being here. It has been busy. I have been very, very, very busy, believe it or not. I have not even had time to breathe over the last week or so. So I saw most of your live. I was trying to watch your live, Tennessee, where you were riding with Harley on the bike. And I think you needed a few more chains, a couple of more chains around your neck, maybe 3 or 4 more chains. The Prada sunglasses looking good. Yeah, it's a little too high class for me. Myself personally, I can't walk around with Prada on. People will think I robbed a bank or something. Holler, good to see you, brother. Always. Hopefully you're not sitting on the side of the road like you were last week. Still not cleared to work. Nick, what the hell did I miss? What did I miss? Why are you off? Satisfying life. You are lucky. Well, you know what? I am today. Doing all right today. I finally got a goddamn day to breathe where I can sit back and relax. It's been 2 months, not even discussed by my doctors. Oh, damn it, boy. Do you own more pairs of socks or underwear? Probably about equal. I probably got about 30 to 35 pairs of each. And I am a brief man. I do not wear fucking boxers. As the sun breaks above the clouds, an old man stands on the hill. About going back to work. Yeah. Jim, good morning. Jim Steele, good to see you. Muffin Seaman, nice name. Is my name offensive? No, man. Just got muted on Fishing Channel. Wasn't saying nothing negative. Dude, you so far, you got the best name of the day, brother. You got the best name of the day. I'd patent that motherfucker right there if I was you. Probably going to get rained. Well, we were calling for wicked severe weather last night. Now it didn't hit Strathmore where I am. We didn't get the weather last night. Parts farther up north got it, and they needed it because the province is on fire. Today is actually really good. We've had smoke and haze all week, like to the point where it almost like it's fog, right? So. I'll do it for you. You gonna put more chains on? There you go. I don't know, believe it or not, for years I wore just a simple box chain, decent sized box chain, white gold necklace, and I broke it. I had it for, I don't know, 20 something years, and then I broke it. I put it in my jewelry, or my jewelry box. I don't really have a jewelry box, but a little thing I had keep for, a couple things, rings and whatnot like that. And somehow or another, it vanished. I'm suspecting it walked away. Up next with Lamar. Good to see you, man. How are you? I don't recognize that I don't recognize that name. Good to see you, man. Are you the Muffin Man? You know what? The chill. I might just be. You just don't know. Cotton men live longer. Actually, Jim, I don't wear cotton either, man. My socks are cotton, but my gitch are all 100% synthetic, or that whatever that material is called. Do the briefs have smiley faces? No, I've got can't believe I'm going to talk about this. I've got strawberries. I've got stripes. I've got camos. I've got every color that you can think of, like in the rainbow. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I should ask you, Kiersey, do yours have smiley faces? Where are you from? Salim, we're in Canada. I'm Canadian. We're up here in Canada. I say up here, but, we're in Canada depending on where you're from. Jim, I'm out in Alberta, man. I'm out in Alberta. I'm just about 45 miles east of Calgary, out in Strathmore. That's not a bad looking view, eh? Not a bad looking virus boom bad. Doom bad. Damn, man. Nice name. Love that. Love that. Rico, yeah, it's beautiful out here. Barack Obama, free the world from Israel. Well, if that's what works for you, get her done, son. There's our boy, Sterling Wheel. There he is. How you doing, man? Damn good to see you. I love my necklaces. One is from my brother who passed in 22. Well, wear it with pride, man. I'll never eat strawberry ever again. Well, you know what? It all depends. It all depends on what you like. The golden tooth. Damn it, fuckers! Where are you coming up with Where are you coming up with these names? I don't wear any. YouTube gonna blow up after this comment. Ladies and gentlemen, Trucker Kiersey, I would like you to all take a moment, if you can, when you get a second, and please go check out her channel. She has a great channel. She has great content. She's not afraid to hit, and she's not afraid to tackle important things in the trucking industry. And she won't back down from big companies. She doesn't take any shit from anybody. And she's got her point of view, and she's got her experience, and she's willing to pass that on free of charge to anybody that wants to listen to her. I would highly suggest that you just take a jaunt over and see what Kiersey's up to. She just made a big jump about a month or so, or about maybe a couple of months ago, and she left Prime, big mega carrier in the U.S., and she's doing something else now, driving for somebody else, and she's now putting up some of the likes and dislikes of working for Prime and what was going on while she was there, and it's really interesting. Dawson, good to see you. Should Alberta separate? Should it? I don't know. If it did, I would not oppose it, but do I think it should? Be honest with you, Dawson, like, I'm Canadian. I'd like my country to stay together. I would, because I'd like just to see Canada united. But if Alberta decided to make that jump and separate, I would not oppose it. I would not be on the nay side. I went to an hour long on Harley video. Does each video Each view count as a watch hour wheel burner. No, they add up each. When you'll finally get download another app. It's called YouTube Studio, and it'll track your channel for you, and it'll show you that, like, say your video was an hour and I was watching for 35 minutes, it'll only give you credit for that 35 minutes that I was watching. So if somebody was watching the full hour, you get the full hour, but if somebody was only watching 10 minutes, you only get credit for 10 minutes. I wish it worked that way. I wish it worked that if your video is an hour long, that you actually get an hour, but you don't. They keep track of it down to the minute. Except for today, the weather here was freaking hot. It was like 43 Celsius every day except 43. That's too hot. Look at the mountains, please. Jim, you wouldn't be able to see the mountains. The mountains are the other direction behind me, and from where I'm sitting, you couldn't see them. But if I was to drive I would say about 10 minutes, 15 minutes west of here, there's on the Trans-Canada Highway, there's a hill you go up, and as you crest the hill, you get the whole mountain view until you get into Calgary. It's really beautiful. Wow, good. Canada, Montreal, or Seattle? Wow. Canada is Montreal. Seattle is Washington. That's U.S. Good morning. You're up early. No, actually, I'm up late. I'm up late. Doing okay. Recovering from surgery. That would your mouth. Finally, they found a way to shut Sterling up. They actually had to go in and do some surgery on his mouth. Oh, Fiji, try harder, do better, be a better man. I got orientation at Prime soon. Yeah, you go do that. See how that works out for you. 2-4, what's the good news there, 2-4? How the hell are you, man? There's our boy from out in Nova Scotia, out east. We're representing the whole country here. We got East Coast, we got West Coast. I'm driving to Sydney. Random person, Sydney. I'm assuming that's Australia, right? Who stole my lighter? Which one of you fuckers stole my... Oh, never mind. I found it. No separate. Enough BS from Quebec. Well, Jim, it's to the point now nobody gives a damn about Quebec. Really nobody cares. I don't care if the hoopla starts all up again about Quebec and they're going, oh, we're gonna go. Quit talking about it. Quit bullshitting. Just go. Nobody cares. You really, Quebec, I'm not going to say they don't contribute to the country, because they do. They pull lumber, they pull aluminum, they pull, a lot of shit. But if Quebec fucked off and left, nobody would cry. I wouldn't give a damn. I can promise you this: if Alberta separated right now and went, and became its own entity, the rest of the country would suffer. Just had breakfast with Sterling Mom. Sterling Mom? That'd be a new one. You mean Buck's mama right below you there? Are you guys all sitting around the phone or sitting around the table watching this, or what? Buck's mama, good morning, sweetheart. Hopefully Sterling's not driving you batshit crazy. Hope all is well with you, sweetheart. Oh, okay, gotta watch. Yeah. And in Tennessee, you can't watch your own video 300 times. So you only get one view on it. Go to my channel and desubscribe, unlike, counteract, and disavow. You heard the man. Get it done. Going live today. It's haircut day, and going to see what's wrong with the lawnmower blade. Sounds like an exciting day, man. How do you fucking stand yourself? There's Sterling's channel. Get it done. Got a brisket on the smoker. Started it at 3 a.m. Oh, dude. New teeth, Sterling. Who knows what Sterling's got? Crunch, do you burn wheels? I have burnt through more sets of fucking tires and wheels than most men have. Believe me. My trucking career, I would say I've owned nine different trucks I've owned in my career. And I've probably driven another 10. And I guarantee you, I've put a full set of 10 tires on every single one of those trucks, and sometimes 2 sets. So there you go. The three of us are literally sitting here with each other. Well, that's good. You got somebody to keep you company. Bucks Mama, you keep those other two in check, would you? I had to yank a bad one, an infected sinus. Damn. The tooth I can live with. The tooth I can live with, like a fucked up tooth or something like that. But the infected sinus, that sucks. That sucks balls. Bust a fart. No, we took care of all that already. We're good. Hit the like. It's free. 99 cents. There you go. There you go. We are going to have the shirt reveal when we turn the camera around. I'm wearing a hoodie right now, but we'll see who. And Tennessee, I don't know. I keep sending you fucking emails. The email address that's on your channel, dude. I keep sending like an email to that, and I keep getting nothing back. I owe you a T-shirt, and if you want it, you better fucking reply. Quebec has treatment special because it has negotiated for that and got it. I hope Alberta is able to negotiate for itself the best it can. Believe me, if Alberta is going to separate, it is going to be on their terms or our terms. It is not going to be give away anything. They're taking it all. Updates on the channel whenever you feel like it. Bow Rock, I'm in Alberta, Canada, and I'm hoping that sun is going to pop out behind that cloud just to get at least a couple of minutes of sunshine. Not the bull of the woods. Top of the morning to you. Damn good to see you, TJ. How the hell are you this morning, brother? Claudio, shalom. Okay, man. Shalom. Oh. We're going to break out the coffee. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning, so you fuckers stay with me for a minute while I get my coffee poured here. $55 in the chat, 78 in the chat. My eyes are screwy. 78 in the chat and 28 likes. Go on, stroke that like button. Do what Sterling does. Take your like button, then pull out your you-know-what, and make a mess all over the like button. Jennifer Hensley, good to see you. How are you, sweetheart? Maybe I'm doing it wrong or something. I can't find your email at all. I've tried to look again. Check your junk. Check whatever. Jackals, good to see you. Harrison, are you going to smoke a cigar for me? Not today, but let me tell you, I don't have them in right now because they're going to have to be a couple of readjustments. I did get the teeth, though. I did get the teeth, so we've got teeth, but I do not have them in. I've had them for the last week, well, maybe 5 days. But when you put them in and you get them and everything like that, and you wear them for a couple of days, they got to go back in for some readjustment. So, yes, as soon as those teeth go in, Harrison, there will be some very, very, very serious cigar smoking going on. I'm telling you. Mind control, we're in Alberta, Canada. You have land. I wish I had. See all that out there? I wish that was my land. I truly do. I do not have land. I live in a suburban area. And so I'm, in a neighborhood, so I do not have land. My last home back in Ontario, I had land, and I do miss it. It's nice to have. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. That's not me peeing. That's me pouring coffee. Don't get excited. There we go. Miss Shannon Thomas Trucking's in the house. There we go. Damn good to see you, honey. How are you? Good morning, everyone, from Blacksburg. Oh, I've been there 1,000 times. Blacksburg, South Carolina. Just finished 6-mile hike with Dee Dee. Time for coffee. 6-mile hike. My God, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? 6-mile hike? See those bushes over there in front of, see those bushes right in front of me? That's as far as I am hiking. I don't give a damn if what's on fire. I don't care. I am not hiking anywhere. Never mind 6 miles. I'd need ambulatory care to come pick me up and take me to the hospital if I hiked 6 miles. J. Ray, damn good to see you. We got some hella rain here yesterday, only 43. We were supposed to get it last night. TJ, we were supposed to absolutely get smoked. We had severe weather warnings going on. And we got nothing here. Nothing in Strathmore where I'm at. We did okay. So it's a little overcast today, but other than that, it's, I don't know, what's the temperature? It's 14 degrees Celsius here. 6-mile hike, Shannon, you go, girl. Yeah, TJ, kiss her butt. That sounds good. I won't need teeth to eat that brisket. Oh, probably not. Bonjour, vive le Québec, amigo. So now we're mixing Spanish and French, are we? Vive le Québec. Quebec. Ginger, good to see you. Been away for a while, I have. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Kylo Ringo, a.k.a. Snow Mexican. Yeah. Like I've never heard that before. Like I've never heard Snow Mexican. I'm going to go paint this view today. You know what? Grab a screenshot of that and go paint it. And I tell you what, you can send it to my channel and I'll post it. I'll put it on my channel for you. I'm from Washington. Janina, you're from Washington State. Nice. Beautiful state. Beautiful state. Lots of rain, though. Cowboy land. That's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. Evinder, this is all... If you walk, just keep walking straight, there's nothing out there but cattle, oil pumps, and farmland. Right? That literally, there's nothing out there but cattle, oil, and farmland. Dee Dee wanted to go out, so Dee Dee wanted a 6-mile hike, so you just went, yeah, okay. Janina, you have we got wildfires up north. We got wildfires up north, the northern province, just up north of Edmonton, and the province is on fire. And like I said earlier, like up until yesterday, because the province did get a lot of rain yesterday, so it knocked out all the smoke and haze. But if we would have been doing this yesterday right now, you wouldn't be able to see the horizon over there. That's how bad the smoke was. And you can smell it, you can taste it. It's into everything. That's a beautiful view. Lynn, thank you. Lynn Lone She-Wolf, 1986. That's a hell of a name on that. Love that name. Love that name. Skynet, good to see you. What's going on, man? What's going on? Goat, Alberta is the best province. That's why I'm here, baby. That's why I'm here. I didn't move all the way out here just to sit on my ass and complain. This is the best place to be as far as I'm concerned. It's got the best economy. It's got the best conditions, living conditions. It's got this. I think personally, I like the pace of life out here. It's a lot slower. Like if you go from a province, say like Ontario, and you're in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, anywhere in there, like it's like walking up to an ant hill and kicking it, and you're watching all the ants scatter and scurry and run around. That's Ontario. You come out here to Alberta, and everybody's like just laid back, and it's a slower pace of life, and I really, really enjoy it. I really do. We had some fires near the Columbia Gorge. I think they are contained. Ours are not. Ours are still running. Oh, sorry. Love to hike. Oh my God. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people? Love to hike. That's exercise, man. I don't run. I don't even walk anymore, man. I'm built for comfort, not for speed, man. I stroll. I don't run anywhere. Here, let me put it this way. If you see me running, like seriously, if you see me running, don't even fucking ask why. Just start running in the same direction because something really bad is coming. Other than that, man, like, I don't run. Lin Lone She Wolf, loving my name, get you a sub. Hey, sweetheart, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the sub. I also appreciate the likes. I don't ask anybody. I won't ask anybody to sub to my channel. You do that on your own fruition. That's entirely up to you, whether you like what you see here, what we're doing or not. I do ask for the likes, though. If you can throw a like in there, I appreciate that. Any volcanoes nearby? Coyote, are you crazy? We are, this part of the province is so, or part of the country is so flat. Until you get west of here, until you get up into like Banff and Jasper, and you get up into the mountains, the Canadian Rocky Mountains. But out here, volcanoes? Hell no. Hell no. We got hot springs, though. You can go to the Banff hot springs. You can go to the Radium hot springs. And you can literally strip down to your shorts right in the wintertime. And you can sit in the hot springs. It is up. It's therapeutic. Serious, are you allowed to have guns here? Are we supposed to have them? Are we allowed to have them? Yeah, if you're registered and your weapon meets the qualifications of what we're allowed to have. We're still allowed to have certain hunting rifles. Like we're not allowed to have handguns, or not allowed to have certain other types of guns. Obviously, like you can't have a semi-auto AR or something like that. But if you're a hunter and you've got your 30-06 and you've got your whatever you're hunting with out here, yes, you're allowed to have them, but they are very, very tight. Now, in saying that, do people have a lot of the other guns as well? Of course they do, right? Just because we're supposed to have them doesn't mean that we don't. Hey from Denmark, how are you today? Nice view. Jan, thank you for tuning in from Denmark. You are a long way away from here. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. I'm loving this view, actually. Even though the sun's not quite out, I'm really enjoying this view. We do this, well, we used to do it every single morning. But now it's going to be a little more sporadic because I've got other things going on, and I don't have the time first thing in the morning to do this, to watch these sunrises like we used to do every day. But we'll get them in there. We'll get them in there. The only thing I will be hiking today is my feet in the easy chair. Oh, I am so there. I am so there. I've got the day off. Believe it or not, I got the day off work. My girl is at work today, so I've got the whole house to myself. I don't know. I might Netflix myself to death. I got a couple things I got to do. I got to go pay a bill, and then I got to run up to the truck and take care of a couple things over there on the truck, and take care of that. And then other than that, don't have a whole lot to do today. Oh, there was no running, just scaling rolling hills. Mile 5, we were ready to hitch a ride back. Oh man, I'd have been ready to hitch a ride back at mile nothing. I think Dee Dee is in a coma in the passenger seat. Well, you count your minutes there, Shannon, because you know what that dog's like. You give her 30-minute recovery time, and she's like a spring, man. She's gonna bounce right back. And Shannon, how's the pup doing over at Snorlords? The transition, everything going good over there? If you're running, it's because you stole something from what, dude, up here. I don't know where you're from, but up here, man, if you steal something from Walmart, you don't even have to run out the door. What? Some 90-year-old geriatric guy's gonna come chasing you out into the parking lot? I was like, I don't think so. Did I hear about the plane crash in Air India Boeing? Yeah, I did. Apparently, there was one survivor. Right? It was reported that there was no survivors, but I think that was what I looked at it briefly, I saw something about it briefly last night before I went to bed, and it looks like there was one survivor. I don't like hunting. You know what, Janina? I'm not. Believe it or not, as a Canadian, I'm not a hunter. I'm not a fisherman, and I don't play hockey. I mean, like, and no, I'm not turning in my Canadian man card. That's not happening. But no, I'm not a hunter. I do believe in hunting. I do believe that there's a need for it, especially in Canada, because we have a huge population of wildlife up here. And we've got only 1/10 of the population of the United States. So hunting up here is very, very lucrative and very, and there's a lot of it, and there's a lot to hunt. And I do believe that hunting is important up here because it does keep certain species in check. Otherwise, it would run wild. Zoe Tuttle, nice name. I'm all the way in Hagerstown, Pennsylvania. There's Bootlicker. There we go. How the hell we doing there? Bilderberg meeting happening in Sweden. Our finance minister and Krista Freeland are in attendance. Yeah, I kind of wish Krista Freeland might have been on that airplane that went down, but it didn't happen. But Krista Freeland is no representative of Canada. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you that. If Krista Freeland is doing something in her anointed position, it's gonna backfire, flop. It's gonna be a wreck. That woman couldn't organize a one float fucking parade. Let me tell you. A skewed Jew. Maybe USA will help by taking in what? What the hell is that? I started the fire. You steal from Walmart? No, I usually don't go into Walmart. I'll be honest with you. I don't go into Walmart. I don't go into IKEA. I try my best to stay out of Costco. I just don't do well in cramped, noisy environments where there's, moms in there and they got 3 kids all running around and there's carts flying. Nah, I do not go into Walmart. Well, actually, China Mart. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. I took care of that, Red Lady. Kamal has his wrench back. I'm very curious to know why everybody lost their wrenches and I'm having to re-wrench certain people. The Great Cornholio. Fucking nice name. Okay, dude, you got the name of the day so far. We've had a couple of good ones, but that's the name of the day. You got it. That one's on you. Congratulations. Fucking Trucking, good morning. Damn good to see you. This is a recording. No, we are not a recording. We are live. This is not Memorex. We don't love France? Or you don't love France? I don't know. I've never been to France. My girl's been to France. She loves France. You come into my house, everything is Paris, France, French, Franc. It's like half the shit I can't say, but It went through. Okay, so the email went through? Yeah. Messiah means anointing. Believe in Jesus and communism. Well, if you say so. I don't believe in Jesus, and I certainly don't believe in communism. So, why is this entertaining? I've been listening for a whole hour. I don't know, brother. Goat. I don't know. What is it? Do we have you? Do we have you under our control? What's the deal? Trucking, we took care of you as well. You believe in euthanasia. I believe in euthanasia of an animal, right? If an animal is suffering or in pain and it's lived a long, good life, or even if it's just not. But do I believe in euthanasia of the human species? I don't know. There's just way too many things that you would have to consider, that I would have to think about. I would have to sit down and like look at every single angle of this before I could make a decision or make an opinion on that. I don't know. It's one of those things. Hey, it's been a little bit. How you doing? Chad, we're doing all right, man. The sky looks nice. We're getting, it's all blowing in. The sky, the clouds are blowing in really. Oh, look at that. We got a little jet, a little mini jet. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if you think you guys can see that. It's far off, but somebody's got a one-seater jet that's up there right now. It is crop dusting season out here too. Do not be surprised if you see a crop duster fly by. First load out, my truck derated. Oh, dude. What the hell happened? Logan says Jesus loves you. Well, Logan, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm sure Jesus loves you too. I believe in the flying spaghetti monster. Well, hey, what you believe in is what you believe in. I got my beliefs. You got your beliefs. Loading taters for Texas. Attaboy. That's how you do that. Taters from where? Sorry, mouthful of coffee. You're going from Maine to Texas. That's a nice haul. I hope that pays you well. I hope that pays you well. That's a nice jaunt. You're looking at it easily 3 solid days of trucking, depending on where in Texas you're going. Be a pastafarian. Greg, I love pasta. Unless pastafarian is something else. I see pastafarian and I'm thinking eating pasta. I am a pasta monster. All right. When you going to smoke in your bathroom? I do not smoke in my house. I do not smoke in my house. My house is a non-smoking. I've got a front porch and a front yard. I've got a backyard and a back door, and we smoke on either the front or the back, depending on which way the sun or the wind or the rain is blowing. So mine ends in 3131gmail.com. Okay. I will look for that, absolutely. Jesus is being talked about. I picked up my kid from church camp, and the preacher is from Hampton, Ontario, Canada. I don't know, Chad. I don't know where Hampton is. Hampton, Ontario, Canada. I don't know where that is, man. That's where I sent the email. That email, dcornelius3131@gmail.com. Basically, I went to your channel and I copy and pasted the email address. Like, damn it, son, we got to work this out because I owe you a shirt, right? I owe you a shirt. Where is this view glitz for man? You're looking at Alberta, Canada. We're up in Canada. I think we're in the most beautiful province in all of Canada. I don't either, but that's where he said he's at. Yeah, I don't have a goddamn clue where that is. Most places in Ontario, I probably have been through at some point or another. I was born there. I was raised there. Except for a couple of quick, I lived out here in my early 20s and then moved back, and I've lived a couple other, but most of my life is in Ontario, so I kind of know my way around. Thank you, Camille. Everybody, do what Camille says. He's a good lad. I'd listen to him if I was you. He would never steer you wrong. Askew Jew. Mark 14.51-52. What's up with the naked kid in the garden when Jesus got arrested screaming he was not a last day? Well, Tennessee, if we don't work it out soon, I'm just going to start sending you smoke signals. Good day from Australia, 10 p.m. here. Yeah, Pear, I've got a daughter that lives in Melbourne. So, yeah, I kind of keep track of the time over there. Good morning, old son. What's going on? I'm protesting the protesting by not protesting. There you go. That is how you do it. That is democracy at its finest right there. Jeffrey, do you remember me? I don't know. Were you that guy standing in the Walmart parking lot holding the sign in the pink, wearing the pink thong, screaming, "We're not going to take it anymore"? Or were you the other guy in the Shoppers Drug Mart parking lot wearing the yellow thong and the fishing boot saying, "We're here, we're queer, get used to it"? If you were one of those two guys, I might remember you. I'm going to send you a balloon. You know what? You might have to. You might have to, because I obviously don't want you to post your address up on here. Or I know for a fact that car wash guy, Sterling, and everybody else under the sun will be sending you fucking boxes of like used underwear and dirty socks. I thought so, Goat. It was him, was it? I thought so. I never, you know what? I never, ever, ever forget a Jeffrey. And I was kind of I kind of thought I got that one. Why did Joshua say that there's no greater man born of a woman than John the Baptist? And why did John baptize for his sin? Ain't he sinless? Dude, you're asking the wrong guy. No, you were Ryan was the guy, car wash guy was the guy in the yellow thong holding the sign with the fishing boots, holding up the sign, "We're here, we're queer, get used to it." Okay. Hey, I got no problem with you doing that. I just want to know who you are, that's all. If you're here and you're queer, that's fine. That's cool, you're welcome. Come on in, sit down, relax. Canada's still under the monarch. Technically, I guess, they have. Are we under the British rule and empire? No. But are we still linked to the monarch? Very slightly, yes. The monarch has no say in Canadian rule or law. Like the King of England, Chuck the Turd there, he could not turn around and make a rule, or he can't even do it in his own land, I think, right? But no, they got no say here. They got no pull. They got nothing. Nothing. No King's protest today across the U.S. I am handing out urinal cakes to the protesters for snacking. Attaboy. That's what you do it. Get the nice peppermint flavored ones too, Bull. Get the nice peppermint flavored ones. Canada is cooked. Well, JJ, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's cooked yet. I think we're right on that thin line. Okay, Canada as a country is on that thin line. There's a lot of things that if if the Liberal government actually figures out some shit and they do certain things, we're going to be okay. But if the Liberals decide to do what's in the best self-interest of their party and their own people, then no. No. The problem is the Liberals only represent the liberals of the country. They don't represent all of the country. And that's the problem. Right? With the President of the United States, you'd like to think that even though he's a Republican, every president says it every time they fucking, they run for, I might be a Republican and I might be the but I represent both parties and I represent my entire country. I represent every person in this country, whether you're Republican or Democrat. In Canada here, the Liberal government does not represent the entire country. They only represent, and they've proven it time and time and time again, they only represent anybody that's a Liberal. If you are any other party supporter in this country, you are not represented, and your best interest is not being held by the Liberal government. Did Canadians vote to take guns away? No. Excuse you, the Canadians didn't even get the vote. The Canadians didn't even get a choice. Trudeau just stepped in and went, this is what we're doing, and they did it. And they did it. And they did they passed a couple of laws that were actually very sketchy in how they did it. They were having midnight sessions when they knew that none of the other party members or certain other opposing party members would be available. They called an emergency seating into the House of Commons and they passed a bunch of fucking laws. They did it in Ontario too, with the Premier. They did a lot of shit that was not cool. I went to college and was in a fraternity. There's a rule: don't pass out in your fraternity house. Well, a guy did. So everyone got him naked and put him in a bed in a parking lot and I don't want to know what they had with him. I really don't. And had a sign saying fighting for gay rights. That's pretty fucking good. Actually, I like that. That's pretty good, man. I'd do something like that. Trudeau Castro kid, absolutely. There's no way. You go look at a picture of Fidel Castro when he was 30, 35 years old, and you look at Trudeau today, come on. Come on. Madame Trudeau was over there bouncing up and down on a Cuban stick. You know it and I know it. America is cooked and ready to eat. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about that either. I'm not sure. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure what's going on with America right now. I should probably know more, but as for my business right now, I don't have to go into the U.S. anymore. I'm strictly working in Canada and Canada only. And actually, I don't even leave the province. So I've kind of just been paying attention to what's been going on around me. The government won't serve us at all, unfortunately. That's why Alberta needs to separate from Canada. We can be self-sufficient. Well, we can. That is one of the great things about Alberta is if it's separated, it would and has the ability to be self-supporting. It would not need any federal money. Funny enough, all the provinces take federal funding. Alberta actually gives more money than it ever receives from the federal government. Yo, Joe, it's 420. Well, man, if it's 420 somewhere, get on it. Get on it. Beautiful shot from my friend. Cheers from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, man. I've been through Pittsburgh. I don't know whether, Joe, I don't know whether to say I'm sorry that you live in Pittsburgh or say, oh yeah, go, you live in Pittsburgh. It's one of those places, I've only been there for work, so I don't know what it's like to live there, but the areas that I'm usually in, the steel mills, or I'm down by the river in one of the warehouses. So yeah, it's parts of Pittsburgh I've never seen. Do you all still have logbooks? Yeah, in Canada we do. We got logbooks. You got to run a logbook, paper logbook. I think if you're just doing regional work, Or if you're on the oil field, you don't have to run a logbook at all. Or if you're agriculture or something like that, the farms, they're anybody working for a farm. I don't think they run logbooks. But if you're a Canadian driver and you cross into the U.S., you have to have an e-log. It's the law. Doesn't matter. Bend your knee to Israel. Rule number one. I don't think so. I can only imagine what midnight session was like Trudeau with Prince Andrew, Macron, and a little P. Diddy pink powder. You know what? I would imagine that's probably what happened. I wouldn't be surprised if during the Diddy trial and all this shit, they find out that Trudeau was in there as well, getting baby oiled up and fucking, you know what? Sounds to me like you're getting deeper into the cult. You can always leave the Amish compound, my brother. There are Amish out here, but no, I'm not hanging out there. The border is right there. The border is 3 hours south of me right now. I can be in Montana in 3 hours. I'm in the UK. I knew someone from there. He said something about a big pipeline he worked on. Yeah, well, Alberta is Canada's largest producing province of oil and gas. And we have an area up north that's situated around the city of Fort Mac. It's Fort McMurray, but we call it Fort Mac. And it is basically the oil boom part of the country up there. And we've got several pipelines that were built, and then Trudeau axed one, but I think I'm not 100% sure what the deal is on that. But we had a major pipeline that was running down to supply the U.S. And now I think our premier up here now, I think she's actually saying, well, fuck that. She's not listening to the federal government. She doesn't give a shit what the prime minister says. And she's branching off that pipeline, and she's going to send it east and west. So she's going to send it over the mountains into BC, and she's going to ship our oil one way or the other. That oil's getting shipped. Holy, what a name. Cheers from Chinco Teague? Chinto? Holy, fuck me sideways. Virginia. Well, thanks for being here from Virginia. 12 a.m. Sunday in Australia. What are you doing up? Well, it's actually what? It's Sunday morning for you, right? Sunday morning for you. So, yeah, you're probably still partying and drinking. Pittsburgh is nice if you stay out of the hood. Well, that's pretty much anywhere, though, right? You go to Toronto or Montreal or Ottawa or even Halifax, Vancouver. Well, Vancouver's all a hood. It's just a dumpster now. Vancouver is a dumpster fire. I live in Pittsburgh. I replaced the P with the SH, so it's Schittsburg. There you go. Jackals, at least you're being honest. There you go. How about Macron marrying his old manly teacher? I don't know about that. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about? Okay, Steve. You're welcome to pipe in and tell me what I'm doing wrong or what I'm saying wrong. If I've said something or if I've misspoke or if I'm incorrect about something, believe me, I'm not a world news guy. I don't sit there in front of the TV and watch, the news and read the news and follow the news. And, I pick up bits and pieces and then I'll do a little checking on this or that. But you know what, man? I'm not saying that I'm the end-all, be-all, and I know everything. So if I've misspoken or if I've said something that's incorrect, please feel free to pipe in and correct me. I'm in Norfolk, UK. A lot of farming here. I work the land, potatoes mainly, but it's getting so bad farmers can't afford to pay us to do the jobs and maintain machines. Governments are buying the farm. Well, that's what's happening out here as well. Basically, they're messing with the farmers. They're messing with the land taxes. They're messing with a lot of stuff. They're making it so that the farmers can't afford to farm anymore. And then the government, or the way the government's getting around it, is they're making it so hard that the farmers have to sell. The government's not buying the land, but big corporations are, right? which is being led by the government. The government saying, okay, this massive farm is going to be going up for sale. Go get it. I live 25 minutes from Poopsburg. I assure you, it's as ugly as you think. Well, like I said, I've never seen any of the good parts of Pittsburgh. I've only been as far as like I said, down by the river and into the steel mills and all that. So I'm here for you too if you want to cut those wicks and toss that yarmulke like a freebie and come join the U.S. down in the land of the limitless freedom. I don't know if you're quite limitless. You've got the land of the free, home of the brave, but I'm not sure if it's limitless. But if you're into women with broad shoulders, short hair, and face tattoos, then Schittsburg is the place for you. Steve, how can I make my life better? I need answers, buddy. Help me. There you go. Go get it done. I'm off grid in Colorado. That would be nice. The turd mound didn't say GM back. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Mouthful of coffee here. Askew Jew, you watch Tommy from Colorado Ped Patrol? Don't know what that is. Tommy Boy is the OG, okay. Or if you remember, two stick shifter has one shifter in it. Or if you remember, two stick shifter has two shifters in it. What the fuck are you talking? I had a twin stick. My Kenworth was a twin stick. Had two shifters in it. The government here is .gov website has a page where you can sell them your land. Yeah, I'm sure at a real bargain basement price too. Do I watch Formula One racing? If yes, Formula One race is held in Montreal, Canada Circuit. Gilles Villeneuve, and the race is Sunday tomorrow. You know what? I'm not a big Formula One guy. I used to be an IndyCar guy, and I used to be a NASCAR guy. Formula One, not so much. But if it's in Montreal, I might watch it just for shits and giggles because it's in Montreal. Hold on, drop my lighter. Here we go. I had to open the car door to get my damn lighter out. Berg's River used to catch fire. All I know is that it stinks. It frickin' stinks a lot. Like all those warehouses that line that river, right? Because you got the barges that run up and down the river as well. But the water there just stinks. Like if you shit in the water, you'd make it cleaner. At least we got Marines in our city to police the public. I hate the borderline fascism of it. Depending on where are you? IKEA Shark 3, where are you? Mouthful of something. Hey, let's not get carried away. It's just coffee. It's not coffee. You know, the mouthful of something happened before I left the house this morning. North Korea is lovely this time of the year. Dude, if you gave me an all-expense paid trip to North Korea, I would say no. Absolutely not. North Korea, China, Iraq, fuck, why? Sonny Lopez, good to see you. Yeah, I'm Canadian. What's left of me is Canadian. Holy shite. You're Canadian. Scarborough suitcase and back bacon on a bun, eh? There you go. Look at this. Sonny Lopez for the win. Oh, you know what though? I have not had a really good fucking back bacon sandwich in a while. It's been a while, man. I gotta go get me one of those. I gotta go make me one of those. And the Montreal racetrack is so beautiful, and it's built on a man-made island. It is, and it's actually a really cool track. It's one of the more challenging tracks on the circuit, from what I understand. Was a joke, bud. Hail Trailer Park Boys. That's why I didn't get it. You know what? Again, I don't watch Trailer Park Boys. I should be ashamed of myself. I don't hunt. I don't fish. I don't play hockey, and I don't watch Trailer Park Boys. I don't know. I think I'm bordering on communism here, man. You watch UFC. I stopped watching UFC. I watched it religiously. GOAT, I watched it religiously. The last one that I really tuned in for was GSP and Michael Bisping. That was the last one. I kind of stopped following it after that. I did watch the Conor Khabib fiasco. I watched that. What was the last fight that I really watched? I get like the last one I really took interest in. I guess, like I said, would have been the GSP Bisping fight. Have a good day, Burner. Don't forget to check your Wheel Burner Expressy. I'll check it out. I will check it out. At GOAT, I do. Yeah. UFC is huge. That is just a printing press for money. Canadians love their bake. Fuck me, I'll get it right. Back bacon Sambos. Oh, we do. Back bacon, right? Lightly toasted. You got to use cheap Wonder Bread. Cheap Wonder Bread, right? Toasted, lightly toasted. Back bacon. Probably, I like mine nice and thick, right? Like stacked. So probably 4 or 5 good pieces on there. A little bit of thinly sliced tomato, and a little bit of salt, a shit ton of pepper, and a little bit of mayonnaise on that. Oh my God, that's its own food group. You know, that is its own food group. I want to ride a horse across that plains. Well, BR, you come on up here and do it. You come on up here and do it. You can do it here. If you've got a horse, you can go right out there. You can ride anywhere from where I'm sitting right now. You can get on a horse and you can go anywhere you want. When GSP retired, it went downhill. Well, you know what? I don't know if it went downhill. It just got too busy for me. I'm going to be honest with you. When like 10 years ago, when GSP was at his height and we had really good fights, it wasn't so busy. We didn't have a major event, you know, every single week and then a whole bunch of shit in between. I think I got oversaturated with it, right? I got oversaturated with it, and I was, you know, every day you were fucking watching something, and it just got to be too much. And now there's too many names. Like, who the hell can keep track of all the fighters and all the divisions now? I can't. So I kind of just lost interest in it when GSP. I'm not going to say that UFC went downhill. Obviously, they didn't. It didn't, because they're making fucking billions of dollars a year. You know, Dana was able to pay his entire staff salary while COVID had them shut down for a period. Not a single person missed a paycheck. So GSP is the GOAT. I agree. I think pound for pound at the top of the food chain we're talking all time here, because George is obviously retired, but I think pound for pound it's George and that's going to be tough. John Jones and George St. Pierre are probably at the top of the fucking list when you think pound for pound best fighters of all time. And John Jones still isn't done, right? They're going to put that fight together, and I'm probably going to watch that fight if John takes that fight. What irritates me most about the Marines deployed to the LA is they're all infantry, despite the USMC having a unit for suppressing prisoners, riots on top of them calling it a riot when they protest. Well, that's a fine line you have to watch, right? Because a government can easily turn a protest into a riot. right? Now, and let's face it, it's a protest. If it's a protest and it's peaceful, that's fine. I saw something the other day, and this sheriff, one of these crazy ass sheriffs from down in the U.S., and I like this guy. I can't remember his name. I've seen him a few times. He showed a video of a peaceful protest, and then he showed the difference between a peaceful protest, and then he showed the same scene, or not the same scene, but another scene of what they were calling a peaceful protest. But let's face it, the people were rioting and tossing cars and lighting fires. If that kind of shit's going on, then yeah, pull out the Marines. But if it's just a fucking protest, and even if the government doesn't like it, they don't have the right to call in the Marines or call in any law enforcement on a peaceful protest. You have that right as an American and as a Canadian to stage a peaceful protest. I know for a fact what that's all about because I was in the convoy. Canada have a lot of Jews and Muslims? They do. They do. What's going on there? I'll make you uncomfortable. Long time no see, brother. How the hell are you doing over there? You're only 2 provinces away. Straight ahead. If I drive my car through this field and go perfectly straight, I will end up at Robin's house, and I'll make you uncomfortable's place. You're missing out, Wheelburner. Best sport in my opinion. Holloway and Justin was great. You know what? I might be. On top of that, you know what? I don't really have a lot of time anymore. Really, I don't. More Muslims than Jews? I would agree with that. Canada has so much to offer. Wait, not that part of North America, the country right below. Oh, John Clayton comes in with the side shot. Look at that. Whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. I don't care. It's a back bacon sandwich. It's going to fucking clog my arteries and kill me anyway. I'm going out with the white bread, man. Anyway, you're out. Well, you were out 15 minutes ago, but I might be 15 minutes behind in the chat, so I don't know. I made a poutine once with chorizo gravy and maple syrup on the pepper jack. It's sweet. What the hell's the matter with you? That's not poutine. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Although if it's Canadian maple syrup, it was probably tasty, but in my eyes, that's disgusting. We could bring you some more liberals up there and help your government out. No, it's all good, John. You keep the ones you've got. We don't need any more. Honestly, we don't. The ones we've got now need to be dragged out and shot. Never mind the fucking ones you guys want to import from the U.S. I heard you sucked at MMA, Last Outlaw. I've never in my life ever stepped into a ring of any sort to fight. There's too many rules. If you had the brain of a Weinstein like me, you could. Oh, sorry, Einstein. Woo! Rafa says it's GSP, Khabib, and John Jones. You know what? I would put Khabib up there, but I think for legacy-wise, I think it's GSP, John Jones. I hate to say this, maybe Mighty Mouse, only because he's like the ultimate featherweight. Nobody did what he did for the featherweight. I thought Stone Cold Steve Austin was always the best UFC fighter. Maybe not. DC fought John when he was older. Now in the same situation, John's avoiding it. He might be, but I'm going to tell you this. If John takes it, it's only going to be for money. Right? Dana just has not hit the right dollar figure. If John is going to go and have this one last fight, so to speak, it's going to be for the most ridiculous amount of money that's ever been paid to a UFC fighter. I'm calling your job and telling them you're on live. You go right ahead. You do that. You'd be phoning my number. You'd be phoning me, and the complaint department's in this ashtray right here beside me. So feel free to give me a call and tell me and report me. Actually, I'd enjoy I would enjoy the entertainment. Did you get the COVID jab? Oh, it hurts me to answer this. It truly does hurt me to answer this, but yes, I got the first one. And then, that's all I'm going to say. My two oldest kids did not take either of them. They left the country. They moved out of Canada and they've never been back. They refused to take it. And I kind of, at this point in my life, looking back now, I kind of wish I might have followed them. But yes, I did unfortunately take that fucking first jab and got sick. Throwing rocks and splashing water isn't inherently violent protest if they're directed at people with riot shields. I've held the idea always that police in riot gear escalate any protest in a riot. I agree. I have no problem whatsoever if you're having a peaceful protest, and everybody's definition of peaceful obviously is a little bit different. But if you're having a peaceful protest, and there's a couple of cops wandering around, they're in uniform, but they're not in riot gear, I got no problem with that. But I think if the cops show up in full riot gear or on horses and all that kind of shit, I think you're just escalating. I do agree with you 100% on that, IKEA. The issue with that is that they're using riot equipment to face down protesters. Exactly. You're sending the wrong message. Throwing rocks can kill you. Look at Goliath. This guy is not good. Oh, man, I am so sorry that you're disappointed. Scroll on. Best fight ever. Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner. Well, that's what launched them. That fight made the UFC what it is today. The whole foundation of the UFC is based on that fight. That is the foundation of what the UFC is. Wheel Burner, do you play dominoes? I do. Believe it or not, and it's funny, like I said, Bull, I don't do the fishing and all that, but I play cards, euchre, crib, play dominoes, play poker. Like I play a lot with cards and shit like that. Love that. Canadians never heard of chorizo. I don't even know what I'm saying. But maple syrup, delicious. Drink it by the gallon. Yeah, you can put maple syrup on just about anything and it'll make it good. Canada let the Chinese military train on the border. So, folks, the Canadian government, and this was proven, the Canadian government, believe it or not, the fucking Chinese had police stations. What they were doing is, nobody knows, but they actually had police stations scattered throughout Canada. Now, I think the new government shut all that shit down, or during the election when it was brought out and it was broadcast and it was made mainstream, I think the conservatives forced it to get shut down and they shipped out. But you believe that they had actually Chinese, let's just call it what it was, Chinese military on Canadian soil. Canadian dollar is still half the American. I think it's pretty close. I haven't checked it in the last couple of days. Iceman, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, legends. Absolutely. Randy Couture, I loved him. Greco-Roman wrestling style UFC fighter. Very dirty, but you wouldn't think he was a dirty fighter, but if you watched him closely, what he was doing once he got you grappled up and got you up against the cage, that is one dirty son of a bitch. Chuck Liddell, he was one right hand, right? He had a right hand. He had a hammer for a right hand. He'd knock you out with one shot. Chuck Liddell. Dan Severn, again, these are the guys that made the UFC back then, right? Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin made that fight. But Severn, and who else? Tank Abbott, all these guys. I'm trying to think of a couple other the old timers that were doing it before the UFC was actually the UFC. And these guys were absolutely killing it. Dan Severn was an animal, though. Absolute animal. Robert, good morning. Good to see you. Yes, Chuck Liddell was a beast. Oh, he's absolutely brutal. I can tell you're vaccinated. How can you tell that, Nick? Robert, you're a pure. Well, I'll be honest with you, Robert. I'm jealous. I am jealous. I will not deny it. I am jealous. Thinking back now, I wish. You know, it's one of those. I wish that I had not done that. I have regret. Oh, people like that. People that are. I know people. They went and got the first shot, went and got the second shot, and then they got the booster, and then they got another. Dude, there's still pharmacies up here with the sign in the window, get your COVID shot, get your COVID booster. They're still pushing it up here. They are still pushing it up here. It is absolutely ridiculous. You think they snuck it in somewhere? Yeah, they probably put it in your food. You just didn't know it. Yeah, Robert, I've never in my life taken a flu shot. I've never taken any shots. Like, obviously, I got my vaccination shots when I was a baby and like as a kid, like all that for polio and measles and mumps and all that shit. Right? I got that. But I've never taken a flu shot like in all those years and all that kind of shit. Never done that. And like I said, the only one thing I did do is I took that first COVID shot, and I won't call it a vax because it's not a vaccination. I don't know why the world went and said, oh, this is a COVID vaccination. It's not a vaccination, right? It doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. So that means you're not vaccinated. You know, when we were kids, you'd get vaccinated for mumps or measles or polio, and that means you wouldn't get it. You were vaccinated. You wouldn't get it. The COVID shot wasn't a vaccination, right? All it did was supposedly lessen your symptoms if you did get it. That's not a fucking vaccination. What's the matter with fucking people? Looks like Western Oklahoma. It well could be. Bart, I'm going to tell you, it's Alberta. So we're probably in, well, we are. We're probably at the same. If we go north and south, I'm out in the western province of Alberta in Canada. And so I'm in the same like time zone, same area as you. I'm just north of you. Riding mooses. Yeah, that's what we do up here. You know, we get up in the morning and I give my Eskimo girlfriend a kiss goodbye and we rub noses. I open the door to my igloo. I give my pet penguin a little, and my pet seal. I give my penguin and my seal a little pet in the morning as I'm going out the door. I fire up my dog sled and, you know, and then I go to work. I get to work and I saddle up my moose and make sure I've got my my cigars and my native cigarettes, and I jump on my moose and I go to work. That's what we're doing up here, man. That's Canada for you right there. Chorizo is red pepper Mexican sausage that's mainly used in Texas with eggs in a taco. Now, see, I'd eat that. I wouldn't be surprised if COVID were on the swab of the COVID test themselves. Don't be surprised. Nothing would surprise me. Robert, there's nothing that anybody could tell me when it comes to COVID. If somebody said to me, you know, and it sounded fairly realistic, I'd go, yeah, I kind of believe that. Moose knuckles. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. California also, police stations within downtown buildings. Yeah, they had them here as well. You cannot ride a moose. We ride caribou. Well, no, we got moose. You got moose in northern Ontario, northern Canada. Out in Alberta, you're right. You'd have to be a caribou. Canadians need to have a revolution, but they're just too nice. Well, we had a somewhat, right? We did that protest. The truckers protested in 2022 there. Let me fucking tell you, the world woke up to what we were doing. But then we were labeled terrorists. Oh, look at this. We got the cops rolling up. Good morning.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Not too bad. Didn't see anyone in here. I just came to check the car.
Oh no, we're good. We're just doing a little podcast and watching the sunrise.
Okay. Right on. Well, have a good day.
You too.
Take care.
I just got a welfare check from the RCMP. Look at that, eh? This is the second time this has happened. Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock was an animal as well. $1 US is equal to $1.36 Canadian. That's robbery. Mark Coleman was a beast, but he was steroided up long before steroids were a big thing. Mark Coleman was just a fucking monster. Absolute monster. What's the vibe with Quebec? You want to know what my vibe with Quebec is? I don't care. Honestly, I really don't care. Quebec can do whatever Quebec wants to do. If they want to leave, leave. If they want to stay, stay. If you're going to stay, contribute and quit complaining and whining and snotting and bawling and being a fucking French baby. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah, but make a fucking decision. Quit fucking around. North Dakota. No, man, we're in we're in the same area, but we're in Canada. We're in Alberta. I drink caribou piss after I eat the mushroom. There you go. I've never tried that. I'm not about to, but you tell us how we do it. Why'd you take the shot? Askew, I had to take the shot because I'm self-employed and I have, obviously, I have a life to live. I have a family I had a family to support and everything like that. And I had to cross the border. In order to cross the border, you had to show your vax. So in order to stay working, there wasn't enough work in Canada only, right? As soon as that happened, everybody wanted to be Canada only, and there just wasn't enough freight. There was no way to do it. So unfortunately, I held out. I held out for about 2.5 months, right, to see if it would change, to see what was going to happen. And finally, it wasn't happening. I had no choice. Financially, I had no choice, but I had to take that shot just so I can go back to work. In my state, I'm a Californian. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad? Crag Rat, good to see you, brother. Ginger popped in earlier. Good to see her. Hopefully you guys are doing well in the afternoon over there. The only year I didn't take my flu shot, I was so sick with the flu. You know what, man? I'll be honest. Avalon, I'm one of those believers of, you know what? Get the flu and let it run its course. Once you get it, your body builds the antibodies anyway, in most cases. I'm not saying for every case, but in most cases, your body builds the antibodies anyway. And you know what? It's fucking, you're fine afterwards. Yeah, you're going to go through a rough couple of days, maybe the flu or something, but I don't believe in medicating, even with doctors, my doctor is not a pill prescriber. If there's a natural way to do it, or if you can do something instead of having to take a pill, if you can alter your diet or your lifestyle or something like that, he's a believer in that. And so am I. So I don't take it unless I absolutely have to. No, it's $1.36. Are you guys going to argue over this? U.S. morgues are up 40% in the U.S., dropping like flies. Population control, who knows? I think the deceitful playing stupid is what turns people off about the Liberals the most. So many small businesses were crushed into oblivion on day one. The National Guard was called. It's not hard. Noah, I agree. People, you've heard the saying, ignorance is bliss. I think the Liberals live that. That's, I think, on the bottom of every memo, interoffice memo, I think that's how they sign their name at the bottom of the memo. It'll be, Justin Trudeau, and at the bottom underneath it says ignorance is bliss, and that's how they run their party. Good morning, Dewana. Good to see you, sweetheart. Hopefully everything's doing well for you in the great state of Kentucky. Damn, I missed something. Sorry here. What did I miss? Dang, 3 members of with cancer. 3 with fucking try 3 with and a teen with a teen with a eating disorder. Jesus. What part? What part of what? Alberta are we in? I'm about 45 miles east of Calgary. Weak times create weak men. I don't agree with that necessarily. I think when we've got weak times, when we've got hard times, I find that the cream of the crop usually come to the top. And I'm not talking about government. I'm talking about humanity as itself, as a population, Canadian or U.S. When you've got a weak time or a poor economy or a fucked up country, the people that are willing to stand up and fight and move forward and keep moving forward and still keep themselves above water, that creates strong men and women. That creates a strong people. That creates a strong population. I think the weakness comes from the people that just go, oh, well, it's too hard, and they give up. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with it at all. But that's just my opinion. Jennifer, COVID seriously messed me up. Well, Jennifer, I'm a true believer that shot probably killed more people than it helped, if it helped any at all. I am what do you want to call it? Vax injured is what they called it. I took the shot on December 4th, and on December 24th, Christmas Eve, I ended up in the hospital. I had to be rushed to the hospital. I ended up with 4 blood clots in my left leg and 2 blood clots the size of a loony in my left lung. And although none of the doctors openly admitted that it was a result of the COVID shot, privately, I had 2 of them, plus a pharmacist at one point, say that, yeah, this is a result. And they led me to other areas to look to see what else is going on with these shots. And it was mind-boggling. It was scary as fuck. Let me tell you, Jennifer, it was scary as hell. And if it messed you up, I am very sorry to hear that. I ended up off work with the blood clots. I ended up off work on my back for 3 months. Hide your maple syrup, those Mountie pricks. Yeah, exactly. COVID shot equals turbo cancer. We don't have to hide the maple syrup. We got lots. Cops everywhere in Canada. Cops are everywhere now. Sup, Wheelburner? Good stuff as always. PU, good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in here. Dan, always good to see you, brother. When Ken got beat 3 times by Tito Ortiz, I lost respect for Shamrock. I was so fucking pissed. On the other hand, though, you do got to give Tito credit. Tito was the modern day, or for that time era, he was the trash talking bad boy, right? And he could actually back it up. He was a really good fighter. He had really good wrestling. I wasn't a big Tito Ortiz fan, but you do got to give him credit. You do got to give him credit. His fights with Chuck Liddell were legendary as well. He was making sure no one was misgendering the mooses. Okay, I hate to tell you this, Noah, but moose in plural is moose. There's no mooses. Moose is the plural of moose. If you see 10 moose over there, there's 10 moose. There's not 10 mooses. Wheelburner, the drug dealer, RCMP want you. Well, I take the 5th. We don't have the 5th, but yeah, exactly. I take the 5th. I'm not wearing panties yet. Guess what? I'm not wearing panties either, baby. That sounds like tyranny the people are always whining about. Well, you know what? If there's tyranny going on, people have the right to speak up. Now, to some people, it might sound like whining. To other people, it sounds like you're standing up for what you believe in. Tom is on his way over to mine, and I have been on a sewing marathon last few days. I need a new pair of socks. Ginger, I need a pair of wool winter socks. Not wool. I need a pair of really good winter socks for the upcoming winter this year. Make me a pair of winter socks with a Scottish fucking flag on them. Greetings from Poland. God damn good to see you from Poland. I hope not. Yeah. Goodbye, Iran. Well, Iran's another one. You couldn't pay me to go there. I have a forged Vax card. Well, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. There were doctors, and because up here, the doctors were originally giving the Vax, the COVID shot. I called it a Vax. I'm sorry. But they were originally giving the shot, and then they were, I guess, overwhelmed. So then the pharmacists were allowed to do it, and there were pharmacists that were taking bribes. Right? There was pharmacists that were taking bribes. American border checks suck. Once got a cavity search to the back of my teeth. Had to spread my cheeks and lift my sack. He was really feeding it. I have never had the rubber glove, Sonny. I've had my truck tossed. I've had the physical, like where they pat you down, go over you with the wand, all that kind of shit. But I have never had the rubber glove. I think, honestly, if they snapped the rubber glove on and said, all right, drop and bend, I'd just turn around and go back to Canada. I find it hard to masturbate when I watch the news. Yeah, there's nothing there to really get overly excited about, eh? Sterling let them both off each other and make some parking lots. I need a place to park my third vehicle. There you go. Hey, I'm back from the last time. Freddie, good to see you from the last time. And my dad is coming tomorrow back from America to South Africa. I hope he's flying, because that's a long boat ride. I'm just quickly jumping through a couple of these comments here. As long as my defense stocks are healthy, war all they want. I had COVID twice, and I'm glad to have my own resistance. You know what? I'm going to be honest, Robert. I think I'm pretty sure that I've had the COVID at least 3 times. Once I knew I had it, and the other 2 times I probably had it and didn't really realize it. I was just a little achy and not feeling great, but I just put that off as like, all right, maybe I didn't get enough sleep or whatever. My age, whatever like that. I've probably had COVID 3 times and didn't even fucking know it. You never took the second one after the first one. When I took the first shot, I felt fine. Like I wasn't suffering any bad symptoms or any bad problems or aches, pains, nothing like that. It was basically, one day, like I said, I took it on the 4th of December. And then, on the 24th of December, the whole day just went right downhill and I had to be rushed to the hospital. Dearest, good to see you. How the hell are you? Where you been? Trust the science. I don't trust science worth a shit anymore. I used to. I used to trust science more than I trusted anything else, right? Because most of the time, science is it's tried, it's tested, and it's proven. Not in these cases, right? Let's face it. That COVID shot was a fucking milkshake. I don't care about foreign wars as long as we have the last tanks rolling, last planes flying, and the last ship sailing. Robert, I don't give a flying fuck about foreign wars, regardless of planes, trains, or automobiles, or ships. The There's more going on in my own country that needs to be taken care of. I really don't give a flying fuck about what's going on in the wars of the other world. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see people dying. That's not what I'm saying. It's unfortunate that that kind of stuff is going on. But until the issues in my own country are taken care of and our country gets the fixes, you know, our veterans are getting the medical care, our economy is in better shape, our senior citizens are better taken care of, our education system gets fixed. For the amount of money that Canada and the US have sent over to other countries because of war, they could have fixed their own country 12 times over. So until that happens, I'm going to be an advocate for let's take care of my own country. And then whatever's left, once my country's taken care of, whatever's left over, if there's any money left over, sure, we'll help out somebody else. I caught the sweet and sour sniffles one time for sure, but because it was made in China, it didn't get me. Oh, there you go. Hashtag winning. What's a loonie? A lot of people don't know what a loonie is. Yeah, it's a dollar coin in Canada. We don't have dollar bills. We don't have $2 bills either. We got coins. I was escorted off the property after they denied a load for not showing paperwork for the shot. Oh, that would suck balls. Patel, I never had that issue. I was escorted out of Walmart. I was escorted out of Canadian Tire. I was escorted out of a bunch of stores because I refused to wear a mask. The whole time I did not mask up, right? I did not mask up. I was escorted. And a lot of the time, like, for example, I'd go into Walmart and I knew what I was going to get. Let's just say I was going in to get laundry soap. I knew where it was in the store. I would walk in the store and I'd make it about 30 feet in the store before some kid yells, "Sir, you need to put your mask on." And I keep on walking. I just go, "Nope." And I just keep on walking, go get my laundry soap or whatever the fuck I was going to get. And by that time, I usually had a trail of 2 or 3 people following me, telling me, "You're going to have to leave. You can't be here. You need to put on a mask." And I'm like, "Nope." And by the time I get up to the cash register, the manager would be there. And I just gave them a choice. You can either let me pay for this and I'll leave, or I'll drop it right fucking here and I'll leave, but one way or the other. And then they called the police the one time and I was escorted out. No charges were laid, but whatever. Your mom created you so she actually smells her own fart. Oh, that's not funny. That's hilarious. COVID came from a lab in Winnipeg, Manitoba. You know what? I don't know about that. Gooses, geeses. No, Robert. Okay. Goose, plural of goose is geese. You're right. Moose is not meeses. It's still moose. That's why people have such a hard time learning the fucking English language. Moosey. No, they're not moosey either. Pierre, why am I here? Why are you here? Superstar, good to see you. Hi. I'll try my best. Yeah, I'll take the socks. No hurry. Pierre's from Ohio. A Frenchman from Ohio. There you go. Doesn't Santa live in the Yukon? Well, being Canadian, and we know where Santa is, and we've all been sworn to secrecy. I get paid a monthly fee to keep the secret, so I know where Santa is, but I'm not telling anybody. Did anyone tell the cops about the hooker and the blow in the trunk? Are you fucking crazy? Who do you think put it there, car wash guy? Where do you think I got it from? Elwood says, hi, good to see you. Tesco, nope. Sweet and sour sniffles. I just landed. You've never heard that? That's pretty fucking funny. What? Iranians are white Aryan Persians. It's not not USA, bro. I'm European. Well, man, you're lucky. Good for you. I'll take a bribe. Try me. Oh, I'll take a bribe. I'm not above bribery, depending on what we're talking about. Fast Eddie, damn good to see you, brother. How the hell you doing, man? Pierre, UK? No, I'm in Canada, man. Kale, I'm in Alberta, Canada. COVID came from Carolina and moved it to Wuhan. The most unrecognized territory. Oh my God, no, I'm not in Scotland. Figure it out, guys. Am I that far behind? Hold on, I'm just scanning here. We're going to go down to the bottom. Trust the science, trust the experts, all safe and effective. Yeah, okay, fuck you. I never put on a mask except at work. Okay, here, let me rephrase that. I never wore a mask when I was in public, but when I was working, like obviously I didn't wear a mask when I was in my truck, but if I had to go to a shipper or a receiver and I had to go in the building and it was masked, then obviously I had to put on a mask. But aside from that, I never ever wore a mask. I'm a doctor, so I trust pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. And you know what? I got some great fucking beach property in Arizona. I'd love to sell you too. You're joking about the Mises? Mouse agrees, mice do too. There, see, Mark's got it. Spam is the only thing banned. Yeah, on here we're gonna ban that. No kings USA. Well, there's no kings in Canada either. There's a king in England, but he does not represent the Canadians. Let me tell you. Everyone sacrifice ethics for money. It's almost too sad to say, but yeah, at some point or another, bootlicker, everybody's got a price. Gaither Kane, Amarillo, Texas. Been there, seen it, got the t-shirt. Actually, my girl's wearing one today. Bovine Overlord says, hi, what's going on? Do you go hunting? Actually, you know what? No, I don't. As a Canadian, I don't hunt. I don't know why. I never did. I've never been hunting. I don't know. It's just something that never really, I would like to, but it's just something I've never done. What do you call what? What do you call shaking ship at the bottom of the ocean? A nervous wreck. Is this a hunting channel? Gurpreet, no, we are not a hunting channel. Believe me. Jesus never was a king either. Good to know. I don't know about that. Never read the Bible. What do you think about the separatist movement? For what, Alberta? If you're talking about Quebec, the French, they're free to go anytime they want. But in Alberta, do I want my province to separate? I do not. I do not. But if it did, would I oppose it? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would not oppose it if they did. So, Ginger Grace, I'm all stuck in traffic, so running late. I'll pick up some Iron Brew cans on the way. You prick. I was asked to put on my paper bag. Yeah, me too. I know Jesus. He's my Mexican buddy. Hunt and chase the muff all around. Well, two-legged deer is a different story, right? Gurpreet, it's a pleasure to meet you too. Thank you very much for popping in here and saying hi. Appreciate that very much. I'm not Mexican. Yeah, I can guarantee you I'll make you... I guarantee you I'll make you uncomfortable is not a... is not a fucking Mexican. Sorry, I got to take care of something here. I just saw it. My apologies. There you go, Bog-Eyed. You're all set up. How profitable is trucking business in Canada right now? Depends on what you're doing, man. It really depends on what you're doing. Van freight is way down. Reefer freight is moving. It's still going. It's okay. It's not as good. The rates are still not as high as they should be. Flatbed freight is okay. Again, there is freight, but the rates are pathetic. Found a 22 Freightliner over at Premier Truck. Has a police reported accident. Was involved in a rear end collision damage to the front left. Everything was fixed. No claims. What do you think? Was it fixed at Freightliner? Like, was it fixed at the dealer? That'd be the first question. How bad was the damage? Like, are you talking? If it's a front corner, then it's not likely. If it's a rear ender and it was a front corner, it's not likely going to cause any frame damage. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But if you're looking at those trucks, I want you to look at the two most important things, okay, on the truck. Three most important things. The first thing is you're going to obviously look at the mileage. You'll want to try to keep the mileage as low as possible on a 22. Second thing is you want to look at your engine hours. Your engine hours is going to tell you a lot about that truck, okay? That engine hours is going to tell you how much that truck has been idled. And as we know, idling is the worst thing in the world for the DPF system. And the third thing you want to have a quick look at or get the information on is when were the filters pulled and cleaned last, if they were pulled and cleaned at all. And if it's a 22 and they haven't been done in the last 2 years, make it part of your deal. I'll buy this truck, but I want this, and I want the filters. I want I want you to throw in a set of new steer tire, whatever it needs. If it needs a couple of new tires, you're going to throw in some new tires. I want those filters pulled, and I want them. I want the filters cleaned, and I want the report. You have to have the report in your hand. You want to see that. Very important. And the price. If you're going to a dealer, you're going to pay at least $15,000 more than you would on a private sale. Do you know the difference between a fridge and a woman? Yeah, the fridge doesn't fart when you pull your meat out. What do you do for a job? I drive truck, man. I drive truck. What's going on, North American Adventures? Good to see you. Damn good to see you, man. What other Canadian foods are there besides poutine and tiki masala? Ah, tiki masala. What's the matter with you? Well, we've got the best steak in the world. Alberta steak, Alberta beef. We got steak. We got ribs. Canada is known for a lot of food. We have a very, very, very complex society up here, a big menage of fucking people. And there is just about every type of food that you can think of, you can get it here. How's that? Any better? There we go. Hold on. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. I think poutine. Sonny, when you say it, Americans and the rest of the world, even parts of Canada, call it poutine. It's actually poutine. That's how it's pronounced properly. Poutine is probably one of the greatest things, and I hate to say it, but it obviously came out of Quebec. Poutine is one of the most wonderful things in the world to eat, if it's made properly. Here in America, we have meat pie too. We call it Hot Pocket. I love Hot Pockets. DPS love Sawzalls. Yeah. Not many blacks in a... What? What are you talking about? Crag Rep bought some small cans this morning. You will be here just in time for tea. There you go. The population in Canada, now I don't know what the number is, okay? I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't know like what the percentage numbers are. But based on, I would say just, going from one end of the country to the other, and I've been back and forth across this country fucking over 100 times, I would say that there is now a higher percentage of, say, Indian, Pakistani, and that area culture in Canada than there are, say, for whites. They're coming here and they're populating very quickly. They're like rabbits. They populate quick. But yeah, there's a lot of them. What cigarettes you, man? I am cheap. I smoke natives. Davy Farms, good to see you. Poutine is good with some steak. Davy, poutine is good with anything. Anything. I drove an electric car the other day, freaking scary. Robin, you have to leave now. We don't drive electric cars on this channel. We don't believe in it. We don't drive them. If you handed me the fucking fob or a key to whatever to one of the new electric cars and said, there you go, it is yours. Congratulations, you have a brand new Tesla. I wouldn't even open the door and get in it. I'd have put a fucking for sale sign on it and sell it. I wouldn't turn a wheel in it. That squeaky cheese, curds and gravy. You got it. It's got to be homemade beef gravy, and the cheese curds got to come out of Quebec or New Brunswick. The cheese curds can come out of New Brunswick or Quebec. Either one of those, you're good. America and Canada have the same quality of food, pretty much, man. They're like, I've been to all 48 states. I've been all over the U.S. and everything like that. I've never had a problem eating. Canada's too cold and polite. Askew Jew, where the fuck do you live? Okay? Because like I said, like, I'm in Alberta, and yeah, it gets cold here. Like, we get down to like minus 40, minus 50, and it's chilly. It gets cold. But dude, Montana is 3 hours south of me. They get the same fucking weather. Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, parts of Wyoming, Wisconsin. The U.S. gets the same weather that I get. It's no different. I smoke natives and feel like a redskin. What do you think about Israel? Frank, I'll be honest, I don't care. I really don't care. It's unfortunate that there's that kind of shit going on in the world, but I don't care. We got enough problems in our own country to take care of. I really don't. Excuse me. You're a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. I wouldn't turn a wheel in it. Exactly. I'd burn the wheel in it, but I wouldn't fucking turn a wheel in it. Not a chance in hell. Pizza Pops were invented in Canada, Winnipeg, Manitoba. I will take your word for it. But another one, I love fucking Pizza Pops. Oh, the Hawaiian Pizza Pops? Oh, Jesus Christ. Screw Hot Pockets. Montana is better. I don't know. What's better about it? What does Montana have that fucking Alberta doesn't have? Montana's got some mountains. Alberta's got bigger mountains. Montana's got farming and cattle and plains and land. Alberta's got all of that. Montana's got good-looking women. Alberta, we're loaded with them. I got one. So hey, what's Montana got that Alberta ain't got? Hello from South Africa. Hell yeah. Good to see you, man, from South Africa. YouTuber 11, gay. So YouTuber 11 is announcing he's gay, everybody. Hope everybody's watching. YouTuber 11, go check out his channel if he's got one. Let him know he's gay. Thoughts on burning coal or coal burners? It's a necessary evil, I guess. But is it responsible for fucking the climate change that they claim? No, I don't believe that at all. Am I prepared for World War III? Putty Cat, I'm going to be honest with you, man. We have been so close to World War III. We are probably close to World War III about twice a week, and we don't even know it. Okay? We don't even know it. It's just a way of life these days, for Christ's sake. $650,000 kilometers with 9,800 hours. Okay, what I want you to do is take the 650,000 clicks, convert that to miles, Okay, so take 650,000 kilometers, convert it to miles, and whatever number you get, I want you to divide the 9,800 hours into that and tell me what number you get. I can see the fiberglass fix where the left light is behind the hood, but the truck overall is very clean. I'm going to push for new tires. Yeah, push for new... You're going to push for about fucking 10 different things. You're going to push for new tires. You want to sell... You tell them you're... Whether it needs it or not, tell them you throw in a 3-axle alignment. You want the filters cleaned. Double check your windshield, right? I guarantee you on a 22, it's probably already gone through at least a windshield or two, right? So check around the windshield. You might want a windshield. Also check your the outside of your mirrors, right? The cowling on the outside of the mirrors that faces, that takes all the rock chips and see if there's any cracks or any kind of chips or anything in there. You're going to ask them for fucking 10 different things so that they throw in the 2 that you want, right? So you want the DPF filter cleaned. That's imperative. Do not take the truck unless they're willing to do that. It only costs them $900. I think it's depending on where they go to get it done. They probably get it done even cheaper than that. Montana has guns. Well, not a goofy bootlicker. Alberta has guns. Like I said before, son, just because we're not supposed to have them doesn't mean we don't have them, right? Lots of guns. Loaded and rolling. Till next time. Trucking, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Get yourself hauled. Be safe. That's a nice little jaunt you got going down there. Maine to Texas. Good job. Get it done. Check in with us when you get down there. Tay, you got a woman? Yes, I got a woman. I got the woman. Let me tell you. No messing around on this end, man. I got the woman. I got the woman of my dreams. I am hooked up so out of my league, it's ridiculous, okay? I am so hooked up out of my league. My woman is so fucking out of my league, I wake up every morning and roll over and fucking shake my head and go, what the fuck? So yes, to answer your question, there's a long answer to a short question. Yes, I have a woman. Quebec is best. The mandatory French. Give your head a shake. Mandatory French. It's funny how the province does that, eh? Everything is mandatory French, but if fucking the French leave and come to the rest of Canada, the signs are in both English and French. But yet you cross that border into Quebec, everything is French. Bro, in all honesty, we all need is beautiful women. I got that one nailed down. Let me tell you, I didn't fuck around with that one. My buddy's daughter is here from Texas. Interesting conversations, different perspective. You would get it. You would definitely get it. A different perspective. Somebody from Texas, Florida, like all of that whole, well, I guess Florida and Texas are, I think there's 2 states in between those. But yeah, different perspective. I'm a pretty girl sometimes. Well, it depends on how high your heels are and what color panties you're wearing. Sophie Park, you're the best. Well, back at you, Sophie. Do you think America should involve America and Canada should both keep their noses out of anybody else's business. If America or Canada, as I said, just use America. If America is involving itself in an Iranian-Israeli, it's somehow or another, they're not getting involved because they're saving people or they're standing up for democracy. They're not getting involved in a war for that. That's what they tell you and that's what they want, but that's not what they're doing. If America is involving itself in a war anywhere else in this world right now, it's for money. They are either protecting their financial interest or they're trying to embed their financial interest. Simple as that, man. War makes money. And the more people are warring, the more people are fighting, the more money that is made. Yeah, us Texans hit our way, us Texans, it's our way or the highway. I have no problem with that. Ryan, you know me pretty well now. We've been together over a year now, or actually longer than that. Yeah, I got no issue with that whatsoever. Whatsoever. The government is getting carried away with the jokes. Connie, I don't know if you're Canadian or American, but if you're Canadian, I wholeheartedly agree. And well, if you look at the American government, like the head, obviously Trump, that guy's a one-liner fucking hit parade all day long. Sizzle Moonsong, rise up, fight back now, long live the resistance, stay engaged, stay enraged. Well, I can agree with a good portion of that. You don't need to stay enraged. I think if you fight back and you stand up for what you believe in, but if you do it smart, use this, not this, right? This will get you more resistance coming back at you and probably problems you don't want. If you use this and outsmart them, the government are not smart. Our elected officials are not smart. You would think they would be. Most of these cocksuckers got fucking PhDs, MDs, LBDs, LGBTQIAs, fucking whatever. They've all got a name, a fucking bunch of letters. They're all Harvard educated. They're all fucking McMaster educated. They're all lawyers. And so you'd think they'd be fucking relatively intelligent. It's not hard to fuck around with a politician. It's not. And it's not hard to outsmart them. I am not the smartest guy in the world. But I have tongue-tied up MPs while standing on the fucking podium asking them simple, straightforward questions, and they just fuck themselves. I used to haul hazardous waste anywhere east of Alberta to Swan Hills. Best job I ever had. Huey, that's not a bad job. I wonder why you're not doing it. Unless maybe you did it so long you were growing a tail. Hazardous waste? You probably got cross-eyed and bushy-tailed, and you're growing a tail, and you grow a third leg. Have you ever been pegged? My first time tonight. Well, I'll tell you what, Kelvin, I have not. But if you go do it and come back tomorrow or the next day and let us know, we'd be curious to know how you survived. A trucker and a philosopher. I'm not a philosopher. I just think what I think. I say what I say. I try to bring a little bit of good to somebody's day. That's all I'm trying to do here. I'm not a philosopher. Did you see that video of the Manitobans stuck in a sea can in the forest fires? I did not. Codeman, good to see you. Hi. Merry Friday. Hi, baby boy. I don't know about baby boy. I don't know. I'm looking a little more than baby boy. You can get, hey boy, how's it going? I'll take that. But baby boy, I don't know. Mary, how old are you? Things will be all right. Well, things are not, the country is not burning down yet, but hopefully they don't. I thought we had another cop rolling up on us. Have you have a woman, Brian. I have my soulmate, the Tasmanian haggis. There you go. Funny how someone with a gay as fuck XPM can take smack. How do we take that? We don't. $403,089 miles divided by 9,800 hours, 41.2. That's very low. That's very good. The lower that number, the better. That means that truck does not have a lot of... The 9,800 hours is actually really good to start with. But basically that's telling you that truck has been running at 41.2 miles an hour, which is fucking excellent. Okay? That's excellent. That is really good. Extra $6,000 for 1 year factory warranty from Freightliner until 2027. What do you think? Well, they'll tell you 1 year or a mileage number. So I would take the extended warranty, because you can get 1 year for $6,000. Inquire about the 3 year. The 3 year is probably going to be about 12 or 13 grand. But if you can get 1 year for $6,000, so now you're at 126 plus tax, right? Like you're plus tax. So you're peaking that thing out at over 150, right? And you're in Ontario. So you're out the door price on that thing. You're probably, after you negotiate this, that, and whatever, that 120, you're gonna go in at about 100 110. You got to remember, if they're selling it for 120, they probably got it for about 95 or 90, right? That came in on a trade, right? Somebody traded that in and bought something new. So they probably paid somewhere around 90. So even if you hit them at 110, they're still going to fucking make their 20 grand. The markup on the trucks, on used trucks, they usually want to put about 30 grand minimum in their pocket after the sale of on the truck. So from what they pay for it to what they actually sell it for, they want that buffer number in there to be about $30,000. Remember that. So you've got wiggle room. Do not pay the 120. You're going to go and offer them 110. Or come up with a fucking stupid number, 108, or even start at a fucking 100 and let them beat you up. Do not try to beat them down. They want to sell that truck probably more than you want to buy it. I promise you that. Okay. So start them at like 100, 105 and tell them I'll pay 105. I'll pay the extra $6,000. Right, so that takes you, let's just say it, and why don't you go 110 grand with the extended warranty, and then your taxes and your whatever. But I also want you to throw in tires, I want you to throw in the filter, I want you to throw in this, and let them beat you up instead of you having to beat them down. You are in charge. Do not let the sales guy be in charge of that conversation. Never for a minute sit here, and when they say this is the best we can do, that's a lie. If he says that to you in the first 20 minutes of the conversation, he's full of shit. I gotta go. Have a great weekend. Uncomfortable? Damn good to see you, man. Thanks. It's hard to mess with a politician because they'll kick you off the stand even if you're a senator. Luca, I agree with that. But you know what? Well, in Canada, MPs have like nights where they will go to like a town hall, and they will go, and then the population or whoever whatever district they represent is allowed to go to the town hall, and there are certain things that are tabled in discussions, and this is what the MP will say. This is what we're fighting for you next, and this is what we're going to be submitting to Parliament, and this is what. But as long as they're there. Okay, as long as they're there, you're allowed to ask them about anything that involves them. And I have no problem talking. If on the agenda is, oh, we're going to talk about, the water table. We're going to talk about hydro prices. We're going to talk about the wind farm they're putting in our district. They're going to talk about all that kind of shit. Even if you know the agenda, if there's something that you want to talk about, that is directly related to them as their MP, as your representative, fire at will. And I've done it. I got no problem doing it. You know what? These motherfuckers are making their paychecks off of our taxes. They represent us. They are supposed to be representing us to the Parliament. They are supposed to work for us. So you better have some goddamn answers when I'm asking the fucking questions. Shannon Thomas says, looking good. Well, I saw your live the other day. You're looking pretty good, too. You're doing all right for an old bird. I'm going to catch shit for that. I think you might need to scroll down. You're reading chat super late. Well, you know what? Stop asking so many good questions. Why are you ignoring the Jew comments, though you like them? You know what? I don't really give a fuck about the Jew comments. Really, I don't. You are a teacher of many branches. Well, you know what? My grandfather was very much the same way. He didn't know a lot about one thing, but he knew a little bit about everything. And he kind of instilled that in all the grandkids as well. I may not know a whole lot about, one thing, but I do know, I try to know as much as I can about a bunch of things. You can live easier. Do you have teeth? Yes, I do. They are, I got them last week. They went in There's a couple of little complicated, like when you get them and they put the dentures in, they fit and everything's fine, but then they have to go back in for readjustments. So they're being readjusted, and yeah, so we will have teeth again shortly. Crazy y'all will yap about government, then go quiet on the Jews. What's the big thing about the Jews? What is your... I don't have a beef. I don't have a problem with the Jews. I don't have a problem with any religious sect. What is the issue with you? Why is it so important to you that I talk about Jews? I don't give a damn. Personally, I don't give a fuck. If you're a Jew and you're here and you're in the chat, you're welcome to be here. I don't care. What does it matter? Why is it important that I discuss the Jews? Or any race or religion? It's not important. Gumming ain't easy, but someone's got to do it. Well, Fred, I've been doing it. Lung disease made me retire from going into all the burn plants, but I loved Run Swan Hill. I loved Run Swan Hills. 70% empty miles, B trains for the same rate as loaded. That's nice. When you can get the same rate loaded and empty, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. All about roofing. What's wrong with you children? Are you not happy until you try to make another feel less? Grow up. And that's, Mark, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. It is so much easier, and this is just the world around us. If you look at the world and the population, doesn't matter, Canadian, American, fucking Brits, Germans, doesn't matter, germs. You look at the general population, it's easier to run somebody else's dick into the dirt than it is to put out a helping hand and help them up. It's easier to keep somebody down than it is to help them build them up and help them succeed. So what makes you the better man? Running somebody down so that you feel better about yourself? If you're running somebody into the dirt, it's for your own self-gratification. It's like, look, I'm higher and mightier because I'm running these people into the dirt. You want to do something good for the world and something for your soul, good for your soul? Find somebody that's not doing as well as you and help them up. Boost them up. I won't give you a handout, but I'll give you a hand up. No problem. My 10 inches of decency. You got 10 pounds of dangling fury. Really? Haircut, achievement unlocked. I did the same thing. You can tell. Went in and got my old got the Manscaped done. Had them take it. Got the nice cut all the way around. We're blended. Got the old noodle done. Look at that, baby. Look at that, baby. We are built for success today. I would just talk to a different customer if you tried doing that. Go ahead. Trucks are not flying off the fucking lots these days. Okay? Trucks are not just flying off the lots. These guys got a lot of equipment sitting around, and it's costing them money. That dealership is paying money on that truck, right? It's costing them money to keep that truck. So if that truck sits on that lot for 30 days, that's 30 days that they're paying on that fucking truck. Wheel Burners United, absolutely. We got 99, we just hit 100 likes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Wankster? Good to see you. Morals like free will don't exist. Well, morals do exist. They do exist. People just don't use them. I think people's morality these days is based on the lack of or the use of common sense. It's as simple as that. A skewed Jew, it doesn't get any easier than that. Okay? Morals today is basically based on the use of or the lack of common sense. I don't understand what he say, maybe money from Korea. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Paul, that one's old. Try again. Look up the real Israelites. Why? I don't want to. I have no interest in it. What do you think about our Lord and Savior, Kanye West? Dude, if Kanye West, Ryder, is your Lord and Savior, you might be being misled. Howdy from North Crackalaca. There's Mr. Bees. Damn good to see you, man. Damn good to see you. I'm not crazy. I'm totally insane. Well, they will flag your channel for even mentioning that shit. You know what? We talk about everything in here. We talk politics, we talk religion, a little bit of religion. I try to stay out of the religion. But politics, a little bit of religion. We'll talk world, we'll talk trucks, we'll talk cars, we'll talk pussy, we'll talk whatever you want to fucking talk about. If they're going to flag it, they're going to flag it. David Vickers, good afternoon from England. Well, that means we got at least 2 Brits in here. Whew. 2 Brits. We're on the border. We're only allowed to have 3 at a time. Bro on fire with facts. Well, no, it's just, you know what? We got a good conversation here. You guys are really bouncing some good shit here, and let's talk about it. Have I ever owned a parakeet? Because you look like you love a cockatoo. Oh, putty cat, that is fucking... You're going down, man. Like, your jokes you had a slow incline going, but now you got to try harder. You got to try harder. Do you support Israel? Let's say this for the last time today. No, I don't. I don't support any country other than my own. My country is in trouble and needs help. When my country is fixed, then we can focus on the world around us and take care of some things. But until my country gets fixed, until our veterans are taken care of, our seniors are housed and fed and financially taken care of, our education system is unbroken, our fucking roads are paved, our infrastructure and economy is back where it should be, when all of that is taken care of, we can take care of all of that and get that all wrapped up and like fairly contained and taken care of, then you know what? Then I'll give a fuck if whatever's left over, then I'll give a fuck and maybe help out some other people. Until such time, I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Iran. I don't care about fucking Azerbaijan or fucking, Ukraine or fucking Russia. I don't care. I don't care. Ginger, every motorway is blocked. Motorway is highway in England. Is blocked, so coming through the Bowel and through the mountains. Well, you have fun with that. You are spot on with the number. Susan already on his ass with not trying to upselling me. There you go. Going to other dealers to compare prices. They are already not happy about my outside financing. Oh, absolutely. They want you financing through that dealership, right? Because they make a nice, there's 2 more cuts, right? With you financing through Susan, right? Susan makes her cut and she's going to work for it. She's going to earn it. Trust me. Susan earns every fucking penny she gets. Okay? And she's entitled to her percentage. But if you were not doing that, and you were doing it at the dealer, the finance guy at the dealer gets his cut and then the ownership group gets their cut. So you are going to be feeding 2 more mouths. Do not do that. You are absolutely dead on. Susan will take care of you. I promise you, she'll take care of you. If when she comes to you and says, this is the best deal that we can do, take her word for it, okay? Actually, this sweatshirt's coming off, Mr. Bees. The sun is just coming in here. Okay, look at this. Here we go. I'm just gonna quickly check the chat here. Well, fucking how does the Birdman? Oh, fuck off! Your jokes are just horrible today. If you're waiting for the U.S. to be fixed, you never. Well, no, Professor Oak. No country is going to be completely fixed, or even fixed, right? It just won't happen. Somebody called me a racist. IntelliGT, I'm a racist? Woo! Short bus kid for sure. Oh, wow, we're just fucking pulling out all the stops here. Why do Americans worship veterans? I mean, taking care of PTSD and medical and stuff like that is normal. However, I can't imagine thanking somebody for fighting for the president's interest. Well, Flatbread, that's a very good question. Shannon, everybody, Shannon is number 5. By the time I got to this chat here, she's probably number 2 by now. Ginger, bog-eyed, okay. Let's get down. Truth seeker. The scores of the theologians have avoided this truth of Scripture or have whitewashed it into something more appealing to human nature. You think so? He looks like a healthy, proud American. I'm a healthy, proud Canadian. Although in my life, I've probably spent more years of my life in the U.S. I point that way because that's where the U.S. is. Put the hat back on. What, the glare? We're a little shiny up there. No, I'm going to take the shirt off, the sweatshirt off. But I'm wearing, most people that have been here long enough know that under the shirt, I usually wear a concert t-shirt of a band or a person. So, you guys got to guess, okay? What am I, actually... Okay, what am I wearing? Who is it? What rock band or person is this under the shirt? I have not figured out what your prize will be yet. I have not figured that out. But all right, what have we got so far? We got Maiden, nope. AC/DC, nope. Good call. Those are 2 of my favorite rock bands of all time. System of a Down, nope. 21 Pilots, nope. Drake, oh yeah, okay, Scooty, try again. Do I look like I listen to fucking Drake? System of a Down, nope. The Devil 666. So that would be Maiden, nope. BTS, no. Toxicity, no. You guys are all gonna lose your shit. This is my favorite transgender channel. I'm glad you're here. So you're the one representing the trans, right, Omar? You're the one representing the trans. That's awesome, man. Zep, nope. You could watch a movie on that forehead. Well, maybe you could. Give it a try. Tell me what you think. Yeah, Robert, we're still going. What time? It's only 9:35 or 9:39 here. Second guess, Stevie Ray Vaughan. My number 2 favorite guitarist of all time, Stevie Ray. Nope. Elton John. Oh, come on. Schoolie, what's the matter with you? Blackpink for sure. No. Best guitarist of all time is Roy Clark. That's debatable. Cannibal Corpse? No. You guys are going to fucking come unglued when you see this one. I don't think I've worn this one yet. I got so many goddamn concert shirts and whatever. This one, I'll give you this. It's not a concert shirt. It is a performer, like a rock and roll performer. But it's not, and actually I just fucked that because now you know it's not a band, right? You know it's not a band, so it's not, and it's not a concert shirt. I did not get this one at a concert. India versus Pakistan, nope. Tommy Lee, what an animal. Omar, I love Tommy Lee. I would love to sit in a room with that guy for a fucking couple of days and just fucking hang out. David Gilmour, good call, good try. Love Supreme, nice try. Roy Clark is a virtuoso for sure. Absolutely. P. Diddy? No, let's not go there. Taylor Swift? No. It's all debatable. Shania Twain is my hall pass. I'm allowed to go bang Shania Twain if she says yes. My girl already signed off on that. Third guess, Sammy Hagar. Oh, fucking Shannon, you are hitting right in my wheelhouse, right? Love Sammy Hagar as well, but no. Shannon, you're gonna fucking roll your eyes and go, oh my God, when you see this. Okay, I don't think I've worn this one before. Grievance, do you love me? Of course I do grievance. I love everybody. Schoolie's going, Boy George. Nope. Dylan's Tommy Lee. Nope. I'm back, bitches. Attaboy. Jeff Beck. Oh, Robert. You're close. Actually, you're not even close. I'm just fucking with you. These are all great calls, but... Okay, here. It's not somebody that has been touring or playing that has been relevant, say, in the last 20 years. So it's an older performer. I'm not saying whether it's a man or a woman, but it's an older performer. Is that your mom behind you? I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, if my mom's behind me, we're in trouble. I'm the askew Jew, never claimed to be the real Jew. Clapton. Okay, Clapton's my number one guitarist. Stevie Ray is my number two. But Clapton, no. Fucking 2-4 knows me pretty well. What's a white man? Chris Smith. Oh my God. Grievance threw in $2. Thank you. David Dramamine, Disturbed. No. Ozzy. No. Oh, good call, Mr. B, but no. But they about the same age. About the same age. Janice. Nope. Again, same era. Janice. Your mum? Nope, not my mom. I do not wear my mom. Megadeth? Nope. Again, one of my favorite heavy metal bands. I missed you before. Jimi Hendrix. No, but now you're in the right fucking zone for era and time. Okay? Ricky Martin? No. Jimmy? No. Tommy Emmanuel? Nope. Doors? Nope. Same, again, we're in the same time zone. Kiss? Nope. Dio? Nope. Janis Joplin? Nope. Pink Floyd? Nope. CCR? Super Speeder Carl? Good call, but no. Colonel Sanders, Jim C? It may well be, but no. My band name is I'm Hard as a Rock, sir. Slayer, Truth Seeker, another good call. Another one of my bands I like. The Who, nope. Great band. Psalm, nope. Cooper, Alice Cooper, nope. Little Richard, no. Okay, here. Schoolie. Schoolie is the closest for the time era. Okay? Timer. So anything less than fucking like Britney Spears, no. Come on. What's the question? SSS? What concert shirt or performer am I wearing under this for the reveal? Santana. Oh, love Santana. Nope. Triumph, Rush, Max Webster. Oh, Huey's going for the fucking trifecta. Nope, nope, and nope. DB Cooper. Nope. Santana. Nope. You guys had enough yet or what? Sabbath? Nope. Hendrix was murdered by manager. I don't know. Oh, we have a winner. We have a winner. There's Mr. B's, Gertrude, Benjamin Smith. Here you go, fuckers. Mr. B for the win out of the great state of North Carolina. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. B's, nails it with Elvis. You got it, baby. Mr. Bees gets himself an all-expense paid trip to fucking Como, North Carolina. Anthrax, nope. Chili Peppers, nope. Obviously, you guys, Shannon Thomas, you were a little late on that. Little late on that. There you go, folks. Mr. Bees, do I have your address, Mr. Bees? I think I should somewhere, but if I don't, I want you to text it to me, Mr. Bees. You get yourself a fucking wheel burner t-shirt. Give me you and Mrs. Bees. Give me whatever color you want, and give me your sizes, you and Mrs. Bees, and I will be more than happy to send you guys both a fucking shirt. Don't email me your address. You've got my phone number, Mr. B, so you text me your address, and those shirts will be on their way down to you, brother. Huey, I justified that. I did say it's either a band or a performer. He is a performer. He is not a band. You are correct. But I did say band or performer. Love Supreme, Grateful Dead. I can't listen to the Grateful Dead. Love Supreme, if you put on the Grateful Dead, like, I feel bad because Sick Bastard loves the Grateful Dead. Like, worships the Grateful Dead. And every once in a while, he'll be live and he'll have it playing in the background, and I just can't listen to the Grateful Dead. It's like listening to Rush. I would rather stick a fucking hot iron in my ears than listen to the... I need a hoodie. You need a hoodie? You know where to get them. My dog Sheep kills me and his version of green grass. Le Français Allemand, this. You're wearing your wheel burner shirt now. Well, there you go. There you go. Elvis was stealing from black artists. You're goddamn right he was. He stole probably about 80% of what he got, of what he was doing from black artists. He never denied it. Neither did Jerry Lee Lewis. Fucking a lot of those guys from back in there, they stole what they got. You have to think about it, though. Think about it. Truth Seeker, you're absolutely 100% correct. Okay? 100% correct. But you think about where these guys were all coming from and what part of the country they were coming from and the music that they were influenced by, right? It was all black influenced blues music, right? That was all influenced. That's where all of these guys. How can I get that shirt? I tell you what. You want this one? It's the only one I've got. It's fairly new. I've only worn it a couple of times, and I've never worn it live. I think this is the first time I've worn it. I tell you what, I paid $29 or $29.95, whatever, $30 for it. You put a super chat in here for fucking $35 fucking dollars and give me your address, and I'll send you this shirt. You have to wait till I wash it. No molarity, that's why. Exactly. I support the white man. I support every man and woman. Most of music wasn't stealing, but they were inspired by black artists. Exactly. Exactly. God bless Elvis. I don't know if he is still the record holder on album sales of all time. At one point he was. I don't know if he still holds that record. I'm not sure. Robert Johnson, Godfather of the blues, man. Robert Johnson. You got Robert Johnson, T-Bone Walker, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, T-Bone, Harpo Slim Harpo, sorry. All those guys there. You go listen to their music, and then you follow the next years, right? So go from that generation to the next generation of music. You will hear all of those guys all of those guys, you'll hear all of those guys in the next generation, and then it just carries on. Elvis stole more fucking music from that generation, from that genre, and it was black influenced music than anybody that I know. I can't think of another fucking performer that ripped off more fucking black music than Elvis Presley. And he admitted it. He had no problem admitting it. Metallica stole most of their music too? What fucking crack? Well, you gotta smoke some better crack. I'm not gonna agree with that. I prefer your gums over your teeth. All right. I've seen this man in a YouTube short. It was a screaming one for $20. Not me, you didn't. Chet, Watson, Campbell, Clark. You don't even include... Hold on, Corey. I didn't say we don't include them. I'm saying my personal favorites are Clapton, Stevie Ray, Jeff Beck, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai. Those are my Chet Atkins, a guitar legend and a guitar genius. For if you want to listen to absolute perfect precision on a guitar, on an electric guitar, you listen to Chet Atkins. Okay, same with Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell, totally underrated as a guitarist. Totally underrated as a guitarist. Fantastic. Roy Clark, well, no explanation needed there for Roy Clark. If it had a set of strings on it, Roy Clark could play it. Defund Abrahamism. Smoking cancer sticks like. Yeah, well, but influencing isn't stealing, is it? Well, you know, we're all influenced by somebody somewhere at some point in our life, right? We all need it at some point in our life. We all need, you know, you're getting influenced from something. You've got your mentors. I've got my mentors, whether it be in life or whether it be in trucking or whether it be in whatever. I've got my mentors. And so you get influenced through that. Everybody gets influenced, whether you realize it or not, some way or another. When it comes to music, you know, you listen to just about any rock band in the world and you will hear a little bits and pieces of maybe another rock band or a performer that came before them, you know? Stop refusing if you like ABBA or not. Alex, no, I don't like ABBA. Although I think at one point they held the world record for most album sales or something like that. But do I listen to ABBA? No. Do I like them? Not really. Free ride to Mexico? How's that cancer taste? Well, Brandon, it's not doing too bad. It's tasting pretty good. You know what? I'm going to wash my cancer down with a little bit of coffee. There we go. Funny, eh? Brandon, here. Think about this, okay, Brandon? I'm 6'2". I'm about 225, right? So I'm not a big fat fuck. I'm in fairly good shape. Pretty good. Diabetes kills more people in America and Canada than any other fucking illness in the world. Or in America. Diabetes is the #1 killer of people in the fucking United States. More than cancer, more than AIDS, more than fucking anything. Okay? Diabetes is the #1 killer. If I was sitting here eating a fucking chocolate bar, not one of you fuckers would say a goddamn word to me. Some of you would go, "Oh, can I have a bite of your chocolate bar?" I pick up a cigarette and I'm going to catch, how does that cancer taste? Think about that. Influence, stealing, same shit. Truth seeker, yeah. Some artists I mentioned were from England, okay? Elvis is the fucking king of Christmas music, bar none. Oh, Robert, I gotta agree with you. Him and Anne Murray. I think Anne Murray, the Canadian performer Anne Murray, she put out more fucking Christmas albums than maybe even Elvis. And I think Elvis, if he'd have still been alive and kept on going, between his Christmas albums and his gospel albums, holy shit. ABBA's #1 hit, Fernando, They Were Jews. Okay. I have stacks and stacks of Elvis last that were my grandma's. Hang on to them. They might be worth it one day. Beatles are #1 top selling of all time, followed by Michael Jackson, then Elvis. There you go. I'm not a Beatles fan. I've more enjoyed Paul McCartney as when he was with Wings, and then his solo. I really like Paul McCartney and a lot of his music. The Beatles, not so much. Wasn't a big Beatles fan. John Lennon, listened to him obviously after the Beatles broke up, but not a big Beatles guy. Was never a big Michael Jockstrap fan, and then when he got himself the pedo accusations and the payouts and the buy-offs and the blah, 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 blah. I really didn't give a flying fart. But then Elvis is the king of rock and roll. I don't care what anybody says. Elvis is the king of rock and roll. The bull is back. Good to see you. What do they say about copying greatest form of flattery? Is the greatest form of flattery. I can believe that. You're not cheating. You're not trying. Now, yeah, exactly. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Elvis is the boss. Thank you. And you're a gummy bear. I remain acutely lewd within our Jew feud. Megadeth singer, founded Metallica. Well, he was co-founder. Okay. The 3 co-founders, Lars, James, and fuck, what's his name? Fuck, I'm drawing a blank. I saw you on a YouTube short. Oh, well, I'm glad you saw me. There's only so many notes on the Western scale. Things are going to get exactly, and that's been done. That's been proven in court. One performer, or one band said they stole this song or that song, or they stole this chorus or whatever. Dude, you can only play so many notes in succession in different combinations so many times before something is going to eventually sound like something else. You'd be surprised. Robert, I absolutely agree with that. You'd be surprised how little music is original these days. Absolutely. Influence is a fancy way of saying, I'm going to take something you do. Agreed. Casey and the Sunshine. Oh my God, Shannon. You need another 6-mile walk. What's the matter with you? You need another 6-mile walk. You need to go clear your head. There's something wrong with you. Truth Seeker. So hip hop is stealing with that logic. Every beat is sampled from a song. You listen to a lot of hip hop. Even before, if you go back to the 80s, right? When it was like, before it was technically called, I guess, hip hop, it was like rap. Even then, a lot of their samples, a lot of their beats, you can go back and find elsewhere in other places. Good. I was worried you're a big fat boy. No, I am not a big fat boy. 6'2", 225. You must have a BWC. I do okay. On a good day, I can stand up and lift one leg and lean, and I'm still standing. I'm Wilfred Grimley, and I have diabetes, yeah. How can the creator have an influence? How can the creator of something, if you create something out of thin air, like you're doing something scientifically, I guess you can do that. But when it comes to music, I honestly think if you come to music, I think there's no way that in this day and age, in 2025, it is absolutely impossible for you to create something that's not already been done at some level or another. There's just way too much music out there. And I'm not talking about just in America or just in Canada. You think worldwide. Do you know how many fucking you know how many bands there are, or how many performers there are? How many songwriters there are? There's fucking millions of them. I would definitely say something about the chocolate bar. See, there you go. Unless you're enriched truth boy, you shouldn't say. You guys need to, you know, if you guys want to fight, that's fine. Do it yourself. Damn it! Now my fat ass wants a candy bar. Well, I'll send you down a couple of chocolate bars with your shirts that you can't get in the U.S. How's that? I wish every white person was like you, unapologetic. Well, I tend to stand behind. If I'm going to say something, I try my best to think the thought through before it comes out of my mouth. I'm not always successful, but I will stand behind it. Most of the time, I will try to stand up for what I believe in and stand up for what I'm saying. And I will push my narrative if I think I'm right. Just thinking about gospel fills you with the Holy Spirit. I can't say that. Not really. I smoke all the time. It's no big deal. Keep calm, feel good. There you go. There you go. 21, I agree. ABBA is way better. Than what? I have unborn tickets to Elvis concert. The one he died just before. So you were supposed to see Elvis and the guy croaked. Is that a Burger King in the back? No. I think it's what is that? I don't know what that is. That's I think it's it's a gas station. It's a co-op. It's a gas station. If influencing was taking, we would get nowhere. Having influence is being inspired. Artists can be inspired by each other. Doesn't make it stealing. You know what, Flatbread? That's very well said. And I agree with that. I agree with that. As long as you're not taking somebody else's song and putting it off as your own. So if I write a song from beginning to end and I publish that song and I put it out and then you come in and you take that song and say, oh, I wrote that song. Well, that's stealing. That's bullshit. But if you come in and cover that song, as long as I get the credit for it, I got no problem with that whatsoever at all. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I've heard different versions of different songs that I liked better than the original. I got no problem with that. Crunch, hello, mate. How are you? We're doing well. Ferret Lover, remember me? Can't say I do. I hate the Beatles. Well, I'm not a big fan. Where do we go after we die? That's a good question. If you get there before me, Tyler, fucking send me an email and let me know. Ooh. Tina Turner is the queen of rock, in my opinion. Ooh, that's a tough one. Tina Turner. Oh, the queen of rock. I'll say she's Shannon. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna say she's up there. She's up there. If you're talking about like the whole rock era, I would say like the Queen, Joan Jett, Lee Aaron, fucking Pat Benatar. That was a bad woman there. Joan Jett, bad woman there. Tina Turner though. Tina Turner came from the soul, from the R&B soul, but she did cross over into rock. I'll say, you know what, Shannon, let's do this. I'll say arguably yes. There is an argument for it, but I'll kind of agree with you here. Elvis was a pedophile. I tell you what, Abel, you fucking show me proof of that. Well, Springsteen is the boss, Elvis is the king. There you go. At Ferret Lover, bye. Okay. Sony, Iran is under attack by... What can I do? Dave Mustaine, thank you. Fuck, brain fart. So yeah, it was the three of them were co-founders. It wasn't just Dave Mustaine. Remember the good old days when you had teeth? I had teeth last week. What are you talking about? Hello, good morning. Greetings from Peru. Blessings. Carlos, thank you very much. How we doing today, Sean? We're doing all right, man. I'm going to light this one. Finish. I think I got a coffee and a half left here. So when the coffee's done, I might have another smoke after this, and then I think we're going to wrap this up. I'm sitting here doing the pee-pee dance. I listen to Kanye West. Well, I can't help that. Conor McGregor. That'd be nice if it was the real Conor McGregor. Somebody's grandpa accidentally turned on YouTube Live. There you go. There you go. If you guys are going to take shots at me, make them good. Make them good. That one's lame. If you're gonna come at me, come at me. Like, bring it. Like, really bring it. If you want to throw insults at me, do it well. At least do it. If you're going to do it well. That's all I ask. Barcelona or Real Madrid? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't care. I don't watch soccer or football, whatever you guys call it. Some guys listened to music, then played backwards and made millions. You know what? At some point, Robert, that's probably been done. I'm not doubting that. I've never heard of that. But it's as a joke, I'm saying it's probably been done. Iraq will help Iran. No worries. There you go. Barcelona. There you go. How would anybody alive know? Exactly. What is bro yapping? I tell you what, PNG, Mafia, you bring it and we'll talk about it. Hip-hop was first. Was hip-hop first before rap? Dude, I gotta be honest with you, okay? The 80s were a little hazy for me. All right? They were a little foggy for me. Some of you know why. They were a little, Shannon knows why my 80s and early 90s were a little foggy and fuzzy. But, you know, so if hip-hop came before rap, you'll have to excuse me on that, okay? Throw me a bone here. Whatever, you know, every time you hear Casey and the Sunshine Band, you dance a little. Well, no, I don't dance a little, but yeah, I will sing along. They're easy songs to sing to. Rap was created to destroy hip-hop. Okay. Rap was definitely CIA created, if you say so. There's a new one. Every fucking artist was inspired by another. You cannot argue that. At some point or another. I agree. You ask anybody. Go ask anybody from James Hetfield to Buddy Guy to Eric Clapton to like any artist. Keith Urban, let's go country. Hank Williams Jr. You ask any one of those guys who inspired you, they're all going to come up with at least a name or two. Every one of them, at some point or another, right? Clapton was inspired by Robert Johnson, right? Stevie Ray Vaughan was inspired by Albert King. Hatfield, I don't know who was his inspiration. I know that Kirk Hammett was inspired by, not Satriani. Was it Satriani? Yeah, it was Joe Satriani was his inspiration. You know, everybody, every performer out there at some point or another, you ask them who inspired you, somebody did. Mike Kraft, how you doing? Turn up the video speed. You effectively have built a brand new instrument to have something that's original. Exactly. You effectively have to build a brand new instrument to have something that's original. But at some point or another, you go to any other country, like we've got guitars, right? Like you think about a traditional guitar, and you got guitars. And then you go over to India, Pakistan, fucking any of the European countries, and they've got things that look like guitars, but they're not guitars. There's different versions of just about every instrument out there. Would you consider yourself part of any subgenre? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Did Grandma get a refund? I don't know. Practitioner removes the baby's foreskin and then sucks blood from the wound to clear. Those would have to be worth a few bucks. Unused Elvis tickets, yeah, that would probably put your kids to university at some point. I hate covers. You know what? I don't. If a cover is done poorly, then obviously I'm not going to listen to it. But I got no problem with covers if they're done well. I've heard like even Metallica's done covers, right? Their version of Turn the Page, Bob Seger's Turn the Page, not badly done. I can listen to it, you know. Leonard Skinner did a couple of covers, right? They covered Merle Haggard. They covered Working Man Blues, or they covered who else they cover? They covered a lot of the big bands at some point or another have covered somebody. Chasing Ghosts, good to see you, Tara. Hopefully everything is good. Violation detected. End live stream to avoid 3 months suspension. Well, I tell you what, suck a bag of dicks on that. And while you're busy doing that, with your other hand, bring in another bag of dicks and suck on that one too. Shoot, I hate it when artists themselves change stuff when they're doing it live. I don't. Robert, I am a very big advocate for live music. I think when you hear, like, don't get me wrong, like I love to hear, like, put on music, and I'll listen to my favorite groups and my performers and all that kind of shit. But if you can get a live version of a band, like a concert live, you listen to it. And you know why I listen to it? Because the imperfections is what makes it great. Skynyrd was great for that. Their live performances were fucking legendary. Same with the Allman Brothers. Allman Brothers live, phenomenal, man. When you've got that many guitars all going at the same time, you will hear the mistakes, and then the recovery of the mistake just adds to the song, especially when you're talking about guitarists of that caliber. I love live recordings. I will go out and find them, and I have them. Johnny Cash cover of Hurt, A1. Absolutely A1. Hurt Myself Today, absolutely love it. Marissa's Blown Out Pussy. Woo! Man, there's a name for you. I can buy the Tina Turner being queen, but what about Hart or Joan Jett? Hart, I don't know if I'd say they're queen, right? Nancy, yeah, I don't know. Joan Jett, I can put up there. That was a badass woman back in her day. She's still a badass woman. Where do bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven where the angels fly. Rob Zombie, who knows? Who knows where you go? I'd have to die. I tell you what, when I die, I'll let you know. Do I invest in the stock market? A little bit. I dabble. I'm not a huge investor by any means, but I dabble, play around with it. Ringo is good to listen to if you want to learn drums. Probably my favorite Beatle. Paul McCartney is a piece of shit. I think Ringo was underrated as a drummer. He's actually a lot better than people think. Paul McCartney's a piece of shit. I don't know. Ghost, in what are you talking about? Is he a piece of shit? Like, why? What makes him a piece of shit? Is his personality, his life, the way he lives his life, his music? What? No way on Tina Turner. Blondie is way closer to that title. I didn't even. You know what? Turn up the video speed. I didn't even think about Blondie. She was pretty badass too. Not hard to look at either. Yeah. I think Joan Jett. I'm going to go with Joan Jett is probably my girl. Or Tina Turner. Yeah. We're leaving out Janis Joplin, but her career was so, like, short. But she put up some pretty big numbers and made a pretty big impact. It's funny that you can, even in today's day and age, you can just say Janis and people know who that is. You've made an impact on the music or on the world if you can be recognized by only one name, right? You say Jimmy. Everybody knows who Jimmy is in the music world. right? You go Clapton, everybody knows who Clapton is. You go Janis, everybody knows who Janis is. So Janis Joplin, was she the queen of rock? No, but for her time span that she was in the rock and roll world, and she was performing and she was putting out music, yeah. You know, it's funny that her two biggest songs, one of them was written by Chris Christopherson. RTX Ron, can I be a mod? I've been in 5 of your streams. RTX, I can't remember whether you've been here or not in 5 of my streams. I'll be honest with you, man. Blondie is definitely a great argument. Yeah, she is. She is. I gotta go. Everyone be great. Have a great day and be safe. I appreciate that, man. Really? Bootlicker? Really? You're gonna get booted for that. You're gonna get booted for that. Don't do that again. Truth Seeker, why do you keep putting that up? It's fucking gross. Blessings from England. Okay, there's our third. There's our fucking get out. There's our third Englishman right there. Truth Seeker, you're a homosexual. Wow. No, I'm not. Aaron, good to see you from Australia. Robert, no soliciting. No kidding. Bro, please don't smoke. Okay, I will do my best. Elvis? Yeah, that's a young Elvis. Not too bad though, eh? I don't think you can find this shirt around very, very much. I found it. I got lucky when I found it. What's the discussion today? We can talk about anything you want. We are discussing music, bands, greatest of all time. We haven't done cars. We've done a little bit on the trucks. We're talking about weather. I'm in the province of Alberta. We've already talked politics. Dave Mustaine looks like he's taking a what? Oh, whatever. I can't fuck. Oh, there. Looks like he's taking a shit when he sings and has no stage presence. I'm gonna disagree. Maybe he looks like he does. He looks like he's having a difficult time with a bowel movement when he's singing. But he's okay. His stage performance is, you know, he's not all over the stage. He's not a fucking, you know, he's not a big physical guy, like a physical runner or anything like that. He's all right. I like Megadeth. So what's going on? Not a whole lot. It's been done for sure. I can't think of dude's name right now. Yeah, exactly. Brian, I'm over at Value Truck Sales, same 22 for 110 with safety, similar miles and engine hours. I told you. I fucking told you. Right? What did I say? So now you're at 110. So if they're selling it for 110, that means they probably got it for fucking 80. So make the same deal, man. Make the same deal. Hit them up at like 95. Hit them up at 95 grand. You want the $6,000 1-year warranty. You want a couple of new steers. You want your DPF filter clean. Like I said, let them beat you up instead of you having to fucking drive them down. Let them bring you up. Fucking, the ball is in your court, man. You've got the fucking money. They got the truck. They know that you can go to 3 or 4 other places and get the same truck now. They know that. These guys aren't fucking stupid. Every dealership knows what every other dealership has on its lot. I guarantee you. So go beat them up. Absolutely go beat them up. Brody Edwards says, hello, CHS, try harder, do better, hip hop, rap, then gangster rap and R&B. Well, I think R&B was before all of that. Right? When you think of like soul, right? You think of like Smokey Robinson, the Temptations, and all of that. That was considered R&B, the original R&B, I think, right? And then you got into like Luther Vandross, and you got into like Marvin Gaye. Like that was R&B. So I think that all predates rap and hip hop and gangster rap. Rap was a psyop used to destroy the black community. I don't know about that, but yeah, rap came in the 90s with West Coast. I believe that is correct. Welcome back, Home Cheesecake. Nice name, man. Welcome back. Good to see you. When is Jane Best going live? You know what? I don't know. He was live. He was live last week. I know that Best has his hands full right now. I know that he's got his hands full right now. I think he got the Pete back on. He got it all put back together. He had the accident, got it all put back together. He's back on the road, so he's probably got his hands full. 18 Wheelie Millie, there you go, brother. How the hell are we doing today? You have not put a video up in a while. I saw the last few and with the new truck. Very jealous. Very, very jealous. But yeah, haven't seen a video on you in a while. You guys are arguing, man. You guys argue on your own time. I've been into rap since 88. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Actually, I'm just joking with you, Chris. Some rap music I didn't mind. Like back in the 80s, I didn't mind some of it. I wasn't a big, I was a heavy metal guy. Like when 85, when metal for me in my age, in 85, when metal blew, like you had, GNR, you had Sabbath, you had Slayer, you had Crew, you had Metallica, you had all of those bands fucking went global back then. Well, Sabbath predates that even, but that is when I was big. Like my musical influence really took off, was that kind of metal. But even then, like Run DMC was back then. Beastie Boys was back then. Who else? There was a couple. Grandmaster Flash was back then. Melly Mel was back then. Some of that I would listen to, or you'd have no choice depending on where you are or whose house or whatever function you were at. You might be listening to whatever. But have you ever smoked more weed than Snoop Dogg in your life? I think Snoop Dogg and I are about the same age. And the answer to that would be no. I think he's got me beat fucking hands down. Millie, damn good to see you, man. Damn good to see you. I agree. Hip hop was poetry to a beat, and rap nowadays creates prisoners and dead beats. I don't listen to a lot of the rap today, and that's not to say that I don't have, like, I've got a couple of Eminem songs on my playlist. Well, Dr. Dre hasn't done anything lately, really, but I've got some Dre on there, some older stuff. But any of the new stuff, like the new rap coming out, like within, say, the last couple of years, no, I haven't really kept up on. Askew double rap for the Christos, okay. If he wants to smoke, so fucking what? There you go. There you go. Like I said, if I was eating a chocolate bar, nobody would say a goddamn word about dying of diabetes. Diabetes kills more people than fucking smoking does. The lute was the original guitar, maybe the harp. I'd believe that. Edgar says, hello. What do you think of Ted Nugent? Okay, Ted Nugent has, well, first of all, he's a guitar legend. Absolute guitar legend. He's underrated as a guitarist. I think he's much better than he ever got credit for. And Stranglehold is my all-time favorite driving song. So David, if you put on Stranglehold and put me in any vehicle, whether I'm driving it, riding it, flying it, anything, I promise you that vehicle will max out at max speed if I've got enough highway to do it. Because that song, my God, Stranglehold by Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever was his biggest, obviously. And I never saw Ted Nugent live. That's one thing I've never seen, and I regret. I never had a chance to see him live. And I don't even know if he's still touring. He might be. I know he's still breathing. I loved canned tuna. It reminds me of my ex because it. Not bad. Not bad. I love cover. I don't mind covers. Blondie covered Ring of Fire. I think if you go back, there's a song. I don't know the name of the song. I'm sorry. I really don't know the name of the song. But there's a song that Blondie did where in the middle of the song, she starts rapping. Somebody must know what I'm talking about, okay? If somebody knows, Caucasian, if you're a fucking Blondie fan, you know what I'm talking about. There's a song, and it threw the whole industry for a fucking turn, and it would have been sometime in the 70s when she did it. And she started rapping, and people didn't know what to think of it, and they released it. They let it go. And I think at one point, somebody gave her credit for being the original rapper. And I don't believe that, but I heard that. But it was actually quite phenomenal. Somebody out there must know the song I'm talking about. I've been playing STP, Stone Temple Pilots, then Cranberries while listening. I do a lot of covers. It's practice to get ready for my own. Most of my own is very SRV influenced. You're my girl. SRV influenced. Yeah. If you can learn or be influenced by Stevie Ray, and his influence was Albert King, if you can follow that all the way down, and you can pick that up, oh, Ghost, you'll be on the next level. What do you smoke? Cigarettes. Speaking of bag of dicks, Narc keeps sending dildos to my house. He's just nonstop. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you this, Sean. You must have pissed him off. Or you must have done something. Because Narc isn't sending dildos to my house. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just thinking it's funny that somebody would send dildos to somebody's house. I mean, fuck, man. What did you do? What did you do to piss off that guy so bad that he's sending dildos to your house? Skinner Live is a different story. Skinner Live is next level. You listen to a version of obviously Freebird Live. Listen to their, like, they've got, I don't know how many live albums, okay? But you listen to Skinner Live, and you listen to the blend of all those guitars all working at the same time. Like, they've got 3 to 4 guitars going at any one time. Each one's doing something different, and you have to listen to it to hear it. But it all works, and it all blends. Them and the Allman Brothers were the first 2 bands, like the Southern rock bands, if you want to call them, to actually do that, right? They were notorious. And again, the guitar work is second to none. It is fucking phenomenal. I will listen to Skinner Live all day long. All day long. Sean Vo Technical, good to see you. How's it going? Right now, it's 4 chords. 4 chords and the truth. That's, who's that? That's Nikki Sixx's podcast channel or whatever. Acoustic right now, may go live later. All right. Bonnie Raitt. Fucking love Bonnie Raitt. For blues guitarists, never mind the fact that she's a woman, right? Right? Because she's basically in a genre by herself. Not a genre by herself. Sorry, that's wrong. She's in a category by herself because not only is she a phenomenal blues electric guitarist, she plays a slide. That is fucking hard. Okay? That is hard. When you think of the best slide guitarists in the world, you got Ry Cooder, probably top of the list. One of the top of the list. Clapton can do it. Stevie Ray didn't do it a lot, but he could. Bonnie Raitt. I mean, we're talking slide guitars. I love Bonnie Raitt. Love her. Always have. My favorite male performer would be Ted Nugent. My favorite woman would be Cher. Shared? Cher. Oh, Cher. 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 One name, Cher. Oh, fuck, I don't know. I can't say that she's up there. She's made a fucking ton of money. Google her net worth. It'll blow your mind. I think she's like 300 something million dollars her net worth is. And you go, how is that possible? That woman made a lot of money between fucking performing, recording, movies. Wow. I died, went nowhere, still here. Yeah, well, you're on a different level. Okay, getting in the shower and I'm listening. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have officially gone into the shower with Shannon Thomas. I don't know how my girl's going to feel about that, but I'll find out when I get home. Lita Ford. Oh, totally forgot about Lita Ford. Thank you, Cragrat. Miranda Cosgrove from iCarly. I don't know. How are you, Edgar? We're doing all right, man. When I did Coachella show freight, he made everyone eat vegan. 400-pound forklift driver was threatened with termination if he ate a cheeseburger at the hotel. His requirement to play that year. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? That's why McCartney's a dick? I can agree with that. Egg farts, okay. I like Bonnie Raitt singing with Lowell George. Great combo. I liked Bonnie Raitt doing with BB King. She teamed up with BB a couple of times. Really did some good live jams. There's some really good live jams of her with BB King. If you ever get a chance, go look those up. Duct Tape, good to see you. I always catch the end of the stream. Good to see y'all. Yeah, we're just getting ready to wind this down. My mother-in-law went to school with Bob Seger. That would be cool. Ann Arbor, Michigan's pride and joy. Bob Seger. I love Bob Seger. I've seen Bob Seger a couple of times in Toronto. I would, if he was touring again, I'd go see him again. Although the last time I saw him, he was struggling with some of the higher notes. But at his age, I'd be too. I've always had a thing for Lita. Yeah, I bet you have. Oh, this is just starting to be cool. Well, we're just getting ready to wind it down, dude. The brain's getting tired. The mouth is getting tired. The brain's getting mushy here. We need James to go live and let us know. Well, you know what? Go on his page. He's got a channel. Go on his page. Go on his. You can leave a message through his YouTube channel. Mustaine never wanted to be a singer. He just said, fuck it, and I'll do it because he needed one. Okay. R.I.P. Dimebag Darrell. Okay, hold on, I'm just going. I met my wife in the 80s when a friend gave me a tape of a new band. I put it in her pink boom box and got in trouble. It was the Beastie Boys. We had cardboard out trying to break dance. 86, I think. Oh my God. I never ever tried break dancing. Are you crazy? I saw those kids doing it. No way. No way. Knickers, jeans, does it really matter? Ooh, look at you guys. I was more thrash. She was more hair. I have a lot of folk, country, blues, and grunge influence. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Stranglehold was one of the first songs I learned to play. Oh, play it for me. Play it for me. And it's one of those songs you know from the first note. When Nugent hits that first note, you know the song. Thin Lizzy is the GOAT. Oh my God. We're not going to agree with that. Debbie Harry. Yeah, okay. Exact. Debbie Harry is Blondie, right? But she started rap. What Rapture 3? Thank you. Love Supreme 92 for the win. Thank you. There was a song, new wave and techno, new wave and rap. Yeah. Blondie actually did get credit for that. I heard that. I don't know if it's like whatever. Heart of Glass, she rapped. She did. She was pretty good. And like I said, not hard to look at either. Robert, I always enjoy your lives. Hey, man, I enjoy having you here. Good conversation, good comments. Whether I agree with you or not, hey, you know what? That's all good. We can agree to disagree on some shit, but I love having you here. Thanks. Guess who's getting a new washing machine? I will give you 3 guesses. First, second, don't count. Well, it's not me. I think I need a new washer, but it's not me. So he's not watching YouTube chat. It's, is this on streaming sites? I don't know, whatever. Country has the best female artists. I absolutely love Dolly. Oh, Robert, I love Dolly. Dolly, Loretta, Shania, even Faith Hill in her prime. Who else? Linda Ronstadt. Although Linda Ronstadt crossed over back and forth. She did rock and country. I love a lot of those old women. Clark, that is. Dick Clark. Dickie Betts. One of the best of all time. Sorry, I left him off the slide guitar list, didn't I? Dickie Betts and Greg Almond. Both slide guitarists. I can't believe I left Dickie off. Sorry. Chasing Ghost for the win on that. I fucked that one up. Russ Ketcher from Oklahoma, USA. Standing loud and proud. Good for you, brother. Thanks for being here. That's what you do. You know what? You go back there and you bargain. Bounce them off each other. Take a picture of the other truck and take a picture of the fucking, like the build sheet or whatever they've got. You know, whatever you can get your hands on. The shows all the options and everything and the price. And you take it into the other dealership and goes, there's the price. There's the thing. Can you match that? Hello, Butt Nuggets. There's a new one. Fellow Butt Nuggets. Merle Haggard should have been a highwayman. I think he was offered it, but turned it down. Robert, I think he turned it down. I think he had something else going on and couldn't do it. Chris Christopherson, legend. Are you a crackhead? Jazz, come on. No. Lyle Lovett's version of Front Porch Song is better, but I like Earl Keane too. You know what? I hate to say this, Ghost, and I'm sorry if I break your heart here, but I can't listen to Lyle Lovett. Honest to God. I can't even listen to him talk. Never mind sing. R.I.P. Chrissy. What a loss it's been. Chrissy Hines? Yes. 'Cause you took the jab? Woo. Never did break dancing, but broke plenty of bones. Oh, Cragrat, I'm with you. I've busted everything. I have busted everything. Christy Ritchie, you subscribed. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, honey. Sarah Evans? Oh, I don't know. Sarah Evans? Yeah, okay. Dolly Parton, but not for her voice. Well, name. It's for her headlights. She's got really nice head, even at her age now. Woo. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. SFH, good to see you. Hey, welcome back. Little woman got go back to work for her 7 days now. Actually, she's been back to work for a couple of days. But now I have the truck on the road and it's out working, and I've got my gig going on over here. So I've been busy back to work as well. So you know what? It's been one of those. Now today's Saturday and I'm off today, so we're doing it today. We are going to definitely be going live. But yeah, I've got to kind of reorganize the schedule of when I can go live, and when I do, they're going to be a lot shorter. They're going to be a lot shorter. I can't go 4 or 5 hours because I will be in the middle of doing some work. Somebody come in and collect their insane grandpa. If you think this is bad, you should have seen me 30 years ago. Chrissy is what I call Christopherson. Oh my God. George Jones, I call George Boy. George Jones, again, legend, the possum, love. Time for a shot of Jack. 10:41 in the morning, yeah, you're good. 10:41 in the morning, where I'm at, you go get it. You go get it. Time is a construct. If you call it day drinking, you're not good at it. Nice. Poncho and Lefty. Willie and Merle. There you go. R.I.P. Dolly's fun bags. Yeah, don't give me a fucking break. Askewed, if they were pulled out in front of you, you'd still dive in face first, regardless of how old they are. You know it, and I know it. You're like 1,000. Are you a crackhead? Well, I'm 55, and no, I'm not a crackhead. I am a recovered crackhead. I've been clean and sober for 30 years, 32 years. So no, I'm not a crackhead. I'm a recovered crackhead. And if you think this is fucking twitchy and cracky now and insane now, you should have been around 35 years ago. Cindy Crawford? I never had her poster up. You know, when I was a kid, I had Cheryl Teagues, Cheryl Ladd, Catherine Bach, Farrah Fawcett. Those were the girls. Cindy Crawford came along too late. Now, would I have kicked Cindy out of bed for eating crackers? Fuck no. No. Do you go live ever when you're in the truck driving? No. No. Only because what the gig I have, the contract and the gig that I have now, I will not put in jeopardy and have nobody's going to know the truck is working, doing its thing. I've got my thing, and nobody's going to know what I'm doing or who I'm working with or what my clients or customers, that will never be out there again. I learned my lesson, and that's not going to happen ever. How did you manage to get out of the addiction? What was the starting point? One of my very dear friends died, and I was partially responsible for the death because what he was ingesting or what he had taken, I had introduced him to several months earlier. He got himself onto a bad skid and made a bad decision, and it killed him. And that was my bottom point. So when somebody very near and dear dies, and you see yourself in life, if he's here in life and you're right behind him, you know you're going to die. That was the only two choices I had. I had three choices. Get clean, go to jail, or die. Well, the get clean I hadn't done yet. The prison time I've already done, and the dying I wasn't interested in, so I opted for the get clean. Talking about women like that, hey, don't get me wrong, I love women. I have the highest respect for women. There is no trash in women where I come from, and it won't happen in here either. Do I appreciate a nice set of fun bags on a woman? Of course I do. Of course I do. Will I call it out? Of course I will. But am I disrespecting the women? No. Dude, I've got a fucking beautiful woman at home, and I've got 6 daughters. 6 daughters. Believe me, there is no trashing of women in this channel. 0. Besides, all it takes is 3 or more of my daughters to gang up, and they take me down in a fucking minute. Are you crazy? My woman's only 5 foot fucking something. Top of her head only comes to Elvis's eyebrows here. She could smoke my ass in under a minute if you wanted to. You're old, bro. Josh, you're only as old as you feel. I'm 55 and I'm feeling really good. May a soul rest in peace. May God bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hope you're not hard on yourself for that. I was in the beginning. It took a lot of years of recovery to work through that and get through it. But I am not today. Today I use that as an example of what not to do. I feel bad for your daughters. Don't. My daughters are fucking really well, really doing well. What are you doing in your truck? Brody, right now I'm sitting in my car. I'm not even in my truck. Today's my day off. I've got my truck, which is out working, and I've got another deal going, and it's trucking, but I've got another deal going. And but today's my day off. So today I'm going to drink coffee and talk to you guys. My favorite country artist is Johnny Cash. He's up the top of my list. I really do. If it weren't for liking the fun bags, you wouldn't have all those kids. Nothing wrong with natural attraction. It keeps the species alive. Coming from a fucking woman. There you go. There you go. I am the last man on the planet that would ever fucking run a woman down. Ever. I do not believe that a woman's place is to stand, when you hear that saying, every good man behind every good man stands a good woman. I say bullshit on that, right? My woman doesn't stand behind me. My woman stands beside me. She goes through life with me, not behind me, backing me up. She's got my back. Don't get me wrong. She loves me and she adores me and she takes very good care of me and she respects me and she's got my back. But she does not stand behind me. My woman stands beside me. And that's the way every man should think. I don't care who you are. If you don't think that way, you're wrong. Everybody's first impression is based on looks. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care. Nope, flat chest is the best. You know what? That's a pretty big mitt. Like, I got a pretty big fucking hand. And I like a handful. If you're a carpenter's dream, like flat as a board, that's okay too. You got to respect boobs, any shape, size, or whatever. But my preference is, I like a nice handful. Anything more than that is a waste. You're just wasting it, but a nice handful. Hey, Patsy Cline. I think at one point she was considered queen of country music. I think at one point. I don't know about you, man, but when Patsy Cline could sing, well, obviously she's passed away, but she could sing the phone book and I'd listen to it. I really could. Behind every word is no woman. Ooh. What about back to knack? So you both have races, others back. What? What about back to knack? Back to back. So you both have races, others back, and you're always protected. Okay. Don't drink and drive. No, smoke weed so you can smoke and fly. Why drink and drive when you can smoke and fly? Absolutely. Okay, fuckers. Last one. We're smoking this one. And then I'm going home. It's coming up 11 o'clock my time. And I got me some shit to do after this, so. Smoke and fly. You like that, Gene? Not bad? Don't drink and drive. You can smoke and fly. Each other back. I kind of figured it out. It took me a couple of minutes. Robert, I think you're a little quicker this morning than I am. I was a little slow on that one. Sorry. But if I'm back to back with my beautiful woman, then I can't look over and see how beautiful she is and admire her. I like her standing right beside me. What's your favorite Cash song? Damn. Live for Folsom Prison. And live, I love Johnny Cash live. Fuck, man, Hurt. Like the 9 Inch Nails cover. Love that. Love that. You can't smoke and fly. Joe, you haven't smoked enough yet. Get on it. Shit, man, you addressing tons of comments. No sweat. I'm working on it. Trust me, Robert, when I'm done here, my brain is like pudding when I get home. Right? I don't fucking talk to anybody on the phone. It takes me about 2 hours for my brain to to reset. Smoke and lay in the lake, or smoke and sit in your big inner tube and float around your pool. The Johnny Cash Trail is 5 minutes away from you. I've never been there, man. Never been there. Didn't you? You know what? I'll be honest with you. Robert, I've never even heard of it. Never even heard of it. Elvis fanboy. Well, this one's for you. There you go, Elvis fanboy. Fate trucking, morning from God's country, northern Minnesota. Well, son, you're not that far away from Alberta. You're still down there stealing our Canadian fish, though. I know you are. Outlaw country. Waylon, Willie, Merle, Hank Jr., David Allen Coe. That's the original outlaw country right there. There's a few more. But that's, I think, in my opinion, that's the original outlaw country. Willie and Waylon, I think, are probably the two most when you think of outlaw country back in the day. Johnny Cash, even. Johnny was around back then. But Willie, Waylon, David Allen Coe, Hank Jr. Hank Jr.'s still rocking. He's still rocking. Name, are you from Canada? Yeah, I am. I am. Born and raised in Canada. Lived here all my life. David Allen Coe, hell yeah. Oh yeah. There's another one though. That's just he's a sad one. Made a lot of money and pissed it all away. Same with like Johnny Paycheck. Made a lot of money, died fucking broke. Or I don't even know who's died. Is he? Johnny Paycheck's dead. He died. Am I a Drake fan? Stray bullets? No. Sorry. Can we get a trucking story? Like what? Like really? Like what? You know what? A lot of the trucking stories you don't want to hear because it's only a story because it's tragic. You're in the same country as you're from the same country as Justin Bieber. Well, I was here first. So I can't help what Justin Bieber did. I love outspoken. David Allen Coe is very outspoken. He got himself in more shit with the record companies and the executives than probably anybody that I know back then, that you can think of back then. David Allen Coe was nothing but nothing. If it was nothing else, he was a fucking shit disturber. Do you support becoming the 51st state? That is never going to happen. Have you ever crashed in a truck? No. No, I've never had an accident per se. I've had somebody hit me, or I've, years and years and years ago, I was backing up and kind of dinged another truck. But no, I've never had that. I've never had a truck wreck or an accident or anything like that. Now, cars, that's a different story. I've probably written off 4 cars in my life. Paycheck was a tough story, man. Paycheck and Merle Haggard. When you think about the storytellers of country music, Merle Haggard and Johnny Paycheck. Who do you prefer, Cash or Bieber? Cash. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Olivia. Working like an N for my room and board. There you go. It's really pissing it all away to die broke. You did, or did you have a fuckload of fun? I tend to lean towards had a fuckload. Well, he might have had a fuckload of fun, but in his later years, he paid for it. Physically, mentally, financially. Who the fuck is Bieber? Exactly. You do look upset. I look upset? I don't think so. I don't think so. Folks, she's done. I got one puff and we are done. So we're going to end this with a thank you. With a see you later. With Robert, thanks for coming in. Cragrat, thanks for being here. Everybody that's regular today, man, thank you for being in here today. Appreciate your comments. Good conversation, man. Good conversation. We had some really good topics. We had some topics that weren't too familiar, that weren't even too popular. I got no problem talking about anything, man. You guys want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. Just be respectful to each other. What you say at me, I don't care. Say whatever you want. Waylon Jennings. WGJ. That's the name. That was the name of his production company or record producing company. Waylon Goddamn Jennings was the name of his WGJ Productions. You're a nice guy, Jesse. I try. Have a good one. You guys take it easy, man. Yeah, I am out of here because I got to piss. And there is no bathroom. And luckily for me, my house is about 3 miles away. So we're going for that. Sorry, I haven't said much. I was traveling. Crag Rat, you are forgiven. I'm just checking something here. Hold on. Let me just double check something here. Anyway, Craig, you are forgiven. I know what you're up to and where you're going and what you're doing. You give that girlie a nice big old kiss and a hug from me, please. Love you guys a lot. We'll see you guys later. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging and banging with us. We are out of here. Who's on your shirt? Chat is in the way. That is the man, the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. All right, I'm out of here. Crazy Legs, nice name. Love it.